Wow. Wow. How much is the... I have to get back into this, bro. Fuck. Careless. So many fucking DMs I haven't read, bro. Jesus Christ. Like what else? What else is happening? Like
Child.
Like what else is happening?
What else is happening? I mean, relevant happenings. Current events, macro trends.
Yo, Magic Carpet Ride, are you guys accepting all these coins for your sacrifice?
Yeah, 2 seconds. I'm just in a call. 1 moment.
Yo, Famous, I've been playing the space live all day, mostly on the Worst Crypto Show channel.
That's
Check it
dope,
out,
man. Shouts out to everyone. Thanks, guys. We gotta get serious, man.
Man, it seems like they're compromised. Like, they compromised it themselves. Come on. Think about it. See? No. The devs are pulling the LPs and calling it compromise.
What the safe thing?
Centralized. They're centralized. So what do you expect?
What happened? Did you look into it?
They use the term that they have LPs that are compromised,
Compromise.
which sounds like the entire system would be compromised. I mean, they have their own wallet swap thing, so basically the whole project is trash.
What was the incident? Or just generally wrecked?
What projects liquidity pools got messed up?
An unsafe, a very unsafe one.
Uh-oh, guys. Tony's not gonna like this.
Why is no one talking?
I get kind of shy around you, man.
Step back, Steve.
Don't be shy.
Sorry, Famous, what was your question about tokens, assets, sacrifice, something? You there, Famous?
Hello. Oh shit, I'm on mute. What's up?
What was the question you asked me about tokens for sacrifice or something?
I said you're accepting all these tokens for sacrificing
Where are you looking?
on the address.
Oh, on the like token list? The token list tab of the website?
I'm sorry?
Are you looking on our token list tab on our website?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm just checking where you're looking. I don't know where you're looking. Yeah, that is correct. Is there something missing that you want on there?
No. I'm sorry? Actually, wait. I'm not answering right. What did you say?
I said, is there a token missing that should be on there?
Yeah.
Which one? Come on, spit it out.
I'm not saying.
Oh, the diode one, down forever.
I'm surprised.
Zen.
Actually, let me open up the wallet to see more.
Is about Zen. I'd love to know what I'm missing out on. Can someone fill me in on this down forever coin?
Well, you missed the beginning. The beginning was profitable.
I didn't miss nothing. I regret nothing.
You only one person sacrificed. That's hilarious.
What? What? Tell me.
It's impossible. That must be no.
Tell me.
How do I click this to get what? It's fucking bait, man. Like certain coins are bait. What are you guys gonna do with them?
Like which ones?
How didn't you get the diode? I don't get it.
Oh, if someone got the diode, then they didn't follow the rules. You know?
So you sent it back.
Can't do that. No expectations. We don't know who controls the wallet.
That's hilarious.
Let me see. I didn't even look. Let me see.
If you would have sent it back, that would be hilarious. No expectations, huh?
Yeah, the problem if whoever controls the wallet,
That's
if they
fair
send
as
it back,
fuck,
then it's
man.
no
That's
longer
fair as
it's no longer
fuck.
it's no longer considered a sacrifice if you send it back.
No, of course it is.
Yeah,
Give
it's
me my
better to
coins
swap
back,
it
man.
for hex.
Where are you looking on Etherscan, are you?
Of course it's a sacrifice. They have the choice to send it,
What do
but
you-
you have the choice to send it back.
Trust me, buddy. We've had legal advice.
Oh.
If
What are you guys
send
talking
back
about?
if you send back a sacrifice, it's no longer considered a sacrifice.
If you send back the sacrifice, it's no longer considered a sacrifice. Did you just say that out loud?
Correct.
I'll send you some Zen.
Please don't.
I don't know to do it, but
I'm just looking now on what blockchain are you looking on?
If you like a coupon, spread like a coupon.
Famous.
Who wants to come to Portugal, drink some Porto with your boy?
I'll
Famous.
go.
Can you hear me or
Of
not?
course I can hear you.
What blockchain are you seeing this
I
on?
don't know, man.
Yeah, I think you're high as a kite, man.
I'm looking at the address right now. Why are you accepting these titles? What are these coins? How do you have like? How do you have no coins? It has nothing to do with anything. Why is my chain like this? What the fuck?
I want whatever you're on.
I'm smoking, and I'm drinking.
Yeah,
I went to
clearly.
eat. I think we finished like what 6 bottles of wine to like 5 people. So I had a bottle of wine for sure, probably more. I didn't drive, so I definitely drank. I might have had a bit more.
He's looking at his
Bro, I had
bank
to
account
convince. Listen to me,
statement.
bro.
It's
I'm
like,
eating
oh,
chicken, and I have to convince people not to buy XRP. Okay, so you have to understand. I just literally ate my chicken and just listening to them laughing.
XRP's been booming though, has it not?
Yeah. It's exactly what they said, and you know what they said? They said, "Yo, it's been going up 10%." I looked at them and I said, I was licking the oil off of my fingers, and I go, "That's limp dick gains." I go, "You would have made 6x since Christmas." I go, "Enjoy."
Dude,
And then I
hey,
continued licking
I
my
sold
friends. I go, "That okay? Enjoy." I'm like, "You're probably gonna get the 6x in 2 years. You would have made it."
I sold 30,000 XP like a year and a half ago, and I put it all in the hex.
I know you fucking
Fuck
you're
XRP.
fucking Canadian.
Right?
Fucking guy, man.
What's wrong with Canadians,
I
fuckface?
fucking hate you guys, man.
Well, I don't even know where you're from, but I hate you too.
Well, I don't
Idiot.
hate you.
hey,
I don't
buddy.
hate you. I hate the government.
You just said you hate me, so fuck
Yeah,
you
well,
too,
you represent the
fuckface.
government because you voted. I didn't, so fuck you.
No, I don't represent the
Of
government.
course,
I
you
fucking
voted.
can't
Yo,
wait to
no,
leave this
you're
fucking
talking
country.
to a Canadian. You voted. You're representing the. What did you vote? You voted conservative.
You don't know shit about
You
me.
voted Harper.
No. Oh yes, I would vote Harper.
No.
over fucking Duggan.
Now you would. Now you would. Those fighter jets are pretty fucking useful right now, right? Hey, fuck.
Well, what do you mean? Now I would.
So you voted.
Now we're going off topic. We're going.
You
off
didn't
topic.
vote for weed.
I can't.
You didn't vote for weed.
No, I was
come
for it,
on,
but
man.
no, I did.
Come on. Yeah, I know you voted
I
for
was
me.
for it, but I did not vote for Trudeau. No,
Yeah, you voted liberal.
fuck that
Come on,
clown.
man. We all voted for liberals.
No, I
Yo,
did
man, we
not.
had fucking weed in
Dude,
our faces.
I'm telling you right
Bro,
now, I did not
went,
vote for
but I
fucking
didn't.
liberals. I'm telling you right now, I did
I
not
did.
vote for fucking liberals.
Anyways, I'm not even gonna say it because I'm on Twitter.
Hey there, no
Well,
need to
no, but
argue, eh?
well, no, we saying something, eh? So I'm fucking telling them I did not vote for fucking Trudeau ever in my life. But I do like the weed thing. Yes, of course I do.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't want.
Did you actually go to the voting poll, or you just sent in the census?
No, I did not vote for
Because
Trudeau.
we,
During,
you know what we did, bro.
I
Okay,
just
so
knew
in our
we were going to
neighborhood,
win.
listen to this. So in our neighborhood, we stole everyone's censuses and just sent them in and voted for fucking Trudeau so we could vote for weed because they had overpopulate.
Did
They
you
had
really?
an overpopulating amount in our area for people to go vote. So we just stole
Dude,
the
that
voting
sounds like
thing and
highly
voted for
illegal.
weed. I remember with my friends.
That sounds like highly, highly, highly
I'm
illegal.
all worried, man. They can come get us, man. They have no proof.
Yeah, I'm with you. So you're telling me you voted for Trudeau multiple times?
At the same time, yes. Well, no, I did. I didn't legally. I
Wow.
didn't.
Wow, the guy, like
But
the
technically, the
tyrant of the
person who was on
world.
the card did, because they had to send it in, and we just sent it in for them. We did like
Castro
For the
that to like
liberals.
300, 400 people.
Yeah, Castro Jr. is right because Castro is his
Yo,
dad.
bro, I swear,
And you,
I swear to you, I always said that bro. He looks
bro,
exactly
you just said
like
you
the
voted for the liberal.
bro.
You just committed to fucking. Oh my god, so many crimes in
Have you ever
one
got
fucking
paid cash?
sentence.
Have you ever got paid cash and didn't claim it to the government?
I would never tell you if I
I
did.
know you did. They know you did.
Well, maybe. How do you know?
They know, bro. They fucking know, man.
They never know.
Yeah, of course they know.
But nonetheless, you voted for liberals, dude. You're like my
Bro,
enemy.
we were stupid. And we didn't vote.
Well,
Technically,
all right,
we didn't
there you
vote.
said it.
Technically, we
You
didn't
said
vote.
it.
Technically, we didn't vote. So to this day, I've never technically voted.
You voted for other
No,
people.
no,
That's
no,
even
no, no,
worse.
no, no. We didn't vote. We voted for people.
There's
Which
only
is
one way
even
to
worse,
settle
Bro,
this.
yo, you know what we used to do? We used to ring and run, and we used to buy paintball grenades, ring and run, and whoever could get the paintball grenade in the house would get the money.
Dude, when I was
Bro,
younger,
we
I
used
used to
to
shit in a fucking paper
yo,
bag
yo,
and ring and run with a fucking paper bag and light it on fire.
Yo, you have no clue. We used to. What other things we used to do? Wait, I wish fucking Crypto Guy was here. We used to. Oh
Hex, dude, that's domestic terrorism.
no, man. It's fucking
What?
Canada.
Shitting in a
Man.
paper bag and lighting it on
It's
fire?
fucking Canada, man. It's nothing compared.
That's extremely violent.
No, it's not.
Ah, it was funny as
I have
fuck.
a question.
Listen. I went to PEI. I went to PEI. Okay, we made a massive festival and everything, and some guy's fucking whole fucking lot, and they had a whole fucking farmland, and we made a whole fucking festival. But the cops came, the RCMP came and told us basically like there's not enough cops to secure the area, so they said we're on our own, and like man.
Yeah, and you don't really fuck around with the Islanders,
Yeah,
man. They will fuck you up.
The
They're like
RCMP
country
was like,
boys.
yeah, you're on your own. Listen, the ambulance will come down the road and pick up whoever gets fucked up. Good luck to y'all.
Yeah, no,
We
totally.
shook our hands.
I
And,
literally,
we were like, okay, thanks.
dude,
Posted
the
like
last
fucking
time I went to
500, 1,000 people, bro. They fucking no cops.
dude, the last time I went to PEI, I swear to fuck, I went to a bar with my buddies, and one guy was beating the shit out of a fucking phone pole, and I was like, oh fuck, let's not mess with that guy.
That's a hate crime.
away.
Bro. I went to fucking. Yo, it was a fucking butt nut fucking nowhere, bro, and so many fucking people showed up. I was like, holy fucking shit is this, man? Like, I was the deep, like, anyway, long story, bro. Long time ago. I think 2014, 15.
Oh, Moon King's in here. Love to hear from Moon King.
How will the launch of PulseChain increase the price of Hex?
What?
The market will decide.
Everyone's gonna swap their hex for Pulse, and nobody's gonna have any hex left. And then the smart people are gonna buy hex at that point. It's gonna
What?
be easy up.
Come on, what's the answer to the
You
question?
think people with Pulse won't buy Hex?
I think it's more of the bridge with Hex to Pulse that's gonna fuck up the price.
Is it how will the launch of PulseChain improve and increase the price of Hex?
Hex would be gas be killed if
Nah, man.
you didn't
P-Hex,
launch
the
Pulse.
faster, you gotta understand something. The faster the T-share rate goes up on P-Hex, the more it's gonna go up in price. And that's gonna be the real adrenaline that you guys will never understand until you see it. Because
So you're saying
T-shares.
when the price of the Hex on PulseChain goes up, it will increase the price of Hex on Ethereum,
I'm
right?
not saying that at all. I'm saying,
Oh, okay.
I'm saying, when you think about it, because your transactions are so cheap, you could be doing as whatever the fuck you want, and the T-share rate will dramatically go up visibly every day. And if it goes up visibly every day, then the amount that's
What do you mean by T-share? What's T-share?
well, regardless of your T-shares or our T-shares, it's about the total supply. And if the total supply grows greater every day, then technically our inflation is greater every day and our rewards are greater every day. So it's like in our interest to have those on Pulse. Like, I don't even know why I'm saying this. This is too much alpha. You got to pay me 150K a year, man. I'm sorry, but like I'm a bit wasted. But the thing is like on ETH you can't run up the T-share price unless the big guys do, because to them it's nothing. But when it's gonna be able to have the little guys run it up, and every day it's like, well, why wouldn't you have? If you're a trader or whatever, why wouldn't you stake every day? It's pretty smart. And you can compound, and like everyone's gonna have weekly stakes and all that shit, and it's gonna grow on PulseChain more than Ethereum, and the price of Hex is gonna grow probably towards that, more towards than its store of value. It's gonna be more about its yield and how much you need to get that yield. Because the thing is that the more T-shares you have, the more yield you get.
But he doesn't know what a T-share is. I think that's his question.
I don't know what a T.
Come on,
You got to learn.
I'm asking.
seriously.
What is a T-share?
Oh shit! I thought you weren't being serious. I'm sorry. I thought you were
No, I'm
seriously.
dead serious.
I thought
I
you were
don't know
like
what
being
a
sarcastic.
T-share is.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, well, a T-share, it doesn't exist. So basically, a T-share is like time. It's a representation, a quantified representation to explain the fact that you're able to receive inflation and you're able to mint inflation, because Hex, you basically create and schedule mints, and your mints represent your principal that you burn in order to receive the inflation at a proportion daily, and it's a constant increasing, inflating rate. So every time someone unstakes, it's harder for you to get back in. And when you unstake, it's harder for you to get the same amount that you unstaked. So you can never unstake and come back in with the same amount, because it'll never be the same.
Hey, Einstein, I think you should slow down a wee bit and let the guy catch up.
Yeah.
I gotta catch up here.
You're going 90 miles an hour.
Okay, whose mayonnaise?
No, I'm sort of understanding what you're saying. I just, I'm pretty new to Hex, so I'm still learning.
Well, he's talking on an extremely high level with the way he's describing it, and that it was even confusing.
Yeah,
me, and I've been in
I'm
this community
useless
for
at the layman terms.
I'm
I'm
a
useless,
little
man.
dumber than he is, so I can break it down
And I'm on
for
Portal.
you.
Forget about it.
Again, and he's smoking.
Well, I'm always smoking.
So
It doesn't matter.
I know.
Smoking has nothing to do with it, man. I make 6-figure deals while I'm smoking, bro. I go into the bank dressed in sweatpants, bro. It doesn't matter. It's just at the end of the day, it's maybe drank. That's the problem.
All right, JM, tell them what a T-share is.
What?
All right, so Hex is the ERC20 token on Ethereum right now. It obviously has liquidity tools, right? So that's the basics. It's a ERC20 token, immutable code, all that good stuff. When you take your Hex that you have and you lock it up for an amount of time that you control from 1 day all the way out to 5,555 days. When you enter that contract to lock up those tokens, your Hex tokens themselves, the ERC20s, are burned, and you're given what's called a T-share as a representation of the tokens that you locked up, and that is what represents your inflation, which is what Famous was getting into with the high technical side of things. Is the Hex inflates at 3.69% a year, and the more people that are staked, the more people that gets distributed to, obviously. So the more Hex that's staked, the less the APY for everyone. The less Hex that's staked, the more APY for everyone. So when you buy a T-share, you burn your Hex to get T-shares. There's an inflation rate on the T-share price in Hex terms. So it started out at 10,000 Hex for one T-share when it first opened up, and we're upwards around 27,000 Hex for one T-share now. Then there's some compounding bonus that are worked into the system. The longer you stake, the more bonuses you get. So it represents compound interest, and you end up with more T-shares the longer you go and the bigger your bag. At the
Thank
end
you
of your
very much.
time, end of your term, you end the stake, you mint back your principal and all your rewards that you accumulated over the days you were staked.
So Hex is inflating itself at all times.
Correct. But it's delayed inflation as well, right? So if you lock up your Hex for 10 years, you're accumulating the daily inflation today, but it's not being released to the market for 10 more years. So it's technically less than 3.69 per year, depending on what gets in staked and what interest and yield is recovered from the system.
Thank you. So what would be the smartest strategy for staking? Like, say I got a bag of like 100,000 Hex. Like, wouldn't it make sense to do like 10,000 Hex a month for like a year, and then in a year you would be
Yeah.
receiving a bag each month?
So the Hex per T-share inflates for that reason. So every day, not every day, it's based on the largest in stake of the day. That's kind of a whole nother dynamic, but let's just say that it goes up 2 or 3 Hex every day that on the calendar, right? So if you stake for a month and 30 days from now, it's going to cost more Hex to get in for the same amount of time. So you either have to buy more or go out longer to get the same number of T-shares. So if you went month by month by month by month by month, eventually your T-shares would diminish off to nothing. So that's a mechanism that's made so you couldn't just sit there and pluck all the inflation every single day and always get the same rate over everybody else.
So what's the smartest strategy?
Most people do staking ladders, and it depends on your personal situation of what you're doing in life and how soon you want to see those rewards. If you have a large enough bag, you can, a couple $1 million worth. It gets you, $20,000-$30,000 every 14 days and whatever, right? Like it depends on what you have to work with and what your long-term goals are. Most of this is designed to promote long-term staking, delay your gratification, pay yourself for the future, just like you would any other CD at a bank or a 401k system.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
So I personally have ladders annually, and some of those years I have them every 6 months. So I don't have too tight of a ladder. I do know of people that have monthly, weekly. In the early days when T-shirts were cheap, people and gas fees were cheap, people were doing stakes like once a week, every day, every other day, and then now with high gas fees, that becomes almost impossible to retrieve that money sometimes. So longer is better in the long run, but it always depends on your short-term gain, what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more research on the ladder thing. But thanks.
Yeah, the term staking ladder or investing ladder is actually a legacy market term. You should be able to find that on Google pretty easy.
Anyways, man, I'm going to bed. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Night, famous.
Bye, Poppy.
Good night, fuckers.
Cock muncher.
Drink some water, Poppy, before bed.
Oh, it is what it is. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Derek, by the way, the term T-share just simply represents a trillion shares. The T is for trillion. Anything less than one T-share would be considered a B share or a billion shares. So you might get like 950 billion shares. You'd have 995 T shares at that point. It's just don't get too overwhelming.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there where I can research hex staking somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
JC, Huddle Dog, or Crypto Coffee?
Had a
Yeah,
little break for that Orca put together. I could probably shoot that over to you too.
that'd be sweet.
Follow me back. I'll shoot you a DM over. Actually, I have a better one that was made by a guy named Crypto Goose, who's in our community. Pretty awesome layman breakdown of everything.
Thanks. I followed you.
Cool.
Yeah, I just bought a pretty decent sized bag at I don't know, I'm in Canadian prices, but I bought a bag and it started dumping 20% and I started panicking. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? So we're finally leveling out now and I'm calmed down a bit.
Yeah, Hex has been pretty volatile in the anywhere from 4 or 5 cents up to 12 cents over the last couple months. So it's not a huge number when you talk penny, but that's double with the 2x back down to 75% of that in a matter of a few weeks.
Yeah, well, it
So
went to
just
its
hold on.
all-time high there, and then I started paying attention to it at well, I'm in Canadian dollars, so it was up at 18 cents, and then it went down to 12 cents or 11 cents Canadian, which is a pretty big drop, and that's when I bought in. So it went from 18 cents to 12 cents, which is 50% or something. And then I bought in, and then it went down to another 25% or 30%. So I was like, oh shit. So I'm hoping that wasn't the top of something. I'm hoping there's another rip coming up here. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, the all-time high of Hex was back in August of 21. It was 54 cents US dollars. And then it's gotten all the way back down to around 1.7 for I don't know, a couple hours or maybe even less than that. But it kind of bottomed, the average bottom was around 2.5 cents.
Yeah, I actually bought at 2 cents, and
Nice.
and then I was and then it started going down, and I traded out into something else, and then I watched it do a 7x or 6x or whatever it was. I was like, fuck, and then it went up to 18 cents Canadian and down to 12, and that's when I bought back in, and now it went down a little more, and I was like, fuck, I totally missed that giant fucking rip.
Yeah, man. With this community likes to buy and hold, stake long term, and trading in and out. Yeah, those are the risks right there. But it's okay. You're back in at a decent price.
Yeah, I think I got in at 10 cents, so it's pretty good. Anyway, well, 10 cents Canadian, so
How much is that in US?
okay, yeah, so it went up to 13 cents American, and then I bought in at 8 cents American, and now it's down at 7 cents, 7.50, 0.75. So yeah, even when it goes down a couple cents, I just I got wrecked. So
Shouldn't be
You only
trading.
get wrecked. You only get wrecked when you sell.
yeah, just visually wrecked, I guess.
That's totally different.
Well, come on, guys. In his profile, he's a swing trader, so you're not going to talk him out of that behavior. It's what it's just different worlds. Nothing wrong with it, right? But just with Hex, I don't know, those staking ladders and that long-term hold. Of course, you can be into other stuff and do whatever, but like with Hex specifically, it's all about the T-shares. It's really not about the token itself.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some research tonight on the staking ladder thing and see if I can wrap my head around it.
Yeah, the link that I sent you is the website that has that blog on it. It has something you can read. I believe there's a video. You can explore that website more than just that. There's a lot of stuff about PulseChain and hardware wallets and all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah, thanks. I just got that. Appreciate it, man.
No worries.
I'll take it.
Speaking of hardware wallets, where are your tokens that you're swapping in and out in a MetaMask account, I presume?
I got a ledger, but when I'm trading, I got a wallet, obviously.
Sure. You trade on more centralized exchange or on decentralized platforms like Uniswap or Waatsa?
I use decentralized. I like to use a website called Dex Screener.
Yep.
And yeah, they give you lots of information on there. It's pretty decent.
So is that kind of like Coinbase where you just have an account there, or do you actually have a seed word wallet with those guys?
No, Dex Screener is just a website. It routes through 1inch or Uniswap directly as a front end.
Aggregator. Gotcha.
Yeah, Dex Screener, it shows you all the metrics for the decentralized pools and gives you the charts and yeah, and then but it actually routes through the stuff we like to Uniswap 1inch
Right.
and all the different pools and such.
Yeah, I've used Dex Tool, but not the Dex Screener. So
So
yeah,
you
that's
might
the
take a look.
aggregator.
It has a lot of information there on multiple chains. It's a pretty good site, and also has apps as well for mobile if you're on the road.
Cool. I will check it out. Derek, the point I was going to make is I know it seems like a pain in the ass, but you can still trade through that hardware wallet. It's just a couple more clicks on the screen to sign that transaction.
Yeah, that's right. I know. Thank you though for watching my back. I hope.
Oh yeah, that is number one around here. Everybody kind of knew, or we could tell maybe is newer to Hex. We want to make sure you're holding your assets in a safe location. Not only does it save you, but it also saves us.
Yeah, I guess that's true, eh?
Yeah, scammers aren't going to hang on to it and stake it. They're going to go dump it and dump it on our heads. So.
Yeah, we don't like them.
No, and Hex has been, popular in the news or Twitter, and there's a lot of scams out there. I must delete, I don't know, 15, Hex giveaways a day that my name's attached to. People are sending out bad links, all that stuff. You can get rinsed out pretty quick.
Yeah, I've seen. I get those too every day now. Ever since I started following a bunch of Hex people, those fuckers.
It is a form of flattery. Just be vigilant. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't touch none of those links. I'm pretty good though. Like I grew up on the computer, right? So I can tell when something is edited or somebody's trying to hack me or some emails trying to fraud me or whatever. Like I just, you know how we are, like lots of crypto people, like, you know, the us, like the generation we grew up on computers. Like I would say we all have a pretty good eye for who's legit and who's a scammer or a bot or, you know.
Well, emails are the easiest thing in the world. You just look at the header, and then it's almost always from a random domain that doesn't align with the the company or whatever that it's purporting to be servicing, like Coinbase, and it'll be like some random website,
You know, I had a
right?
good one, a good scammer. He actually almost got me just like a few days ago, and they sent me an email, and it was like Amazon Prime, and they took all the logos from Amazon Prime, and they were like, and it was like, your Amazon Prime is expired. It's like, please update your credit card information. And I was like, oh shit, because like I always order shit, right? I was like, oh shit, my Prime's not working. My TV's gonna be fucked. My orders aren't gonna make it. And I was just about to enter my fucking credit card information in there too. And I'm like, wait a second, I don't even use Prime because my girlfriend's got Prime. I use hers. So I almost fell for that one.
Oh
No,
yeah,
I was gonna say the best one I've ever had is a scammer that spoofed the domain for inside of the headers, where when you open an email you have to do look, view all, and it gives you a bunch of like metadata the email system uses to route through the internet. And they actually spoofed an email. It was the best one I ever got. It was like 4 years ago, and that's not even that's like the best one I've ever seen. Mostly they're just, you know, fake. Like the domain they used, what you had, right, was similar enough that you got tricked for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, they're getting pretty creative. Those guys. There's usually like a big like friggin' army of them in India and like some warehouse, and they all like connect their computers together, and they all just sit there and try and like fucking impersonate Canadian governments and companies, and it's pretty fucked.
I get every day. I get 10 or 20 FedEx ones saying that I'm missing a package. My Amazon is always expired. My
Oh yeah.
every exchange, every centralized exchange, is apparently I need credentials renewed and my password, and I need my passport, and they need my driver's license for like every exchange every day. Apparently, they need that. Yeah, it's all like just a big white noise at this point. Instant delete anything.
yep, same here. I've got a specific email address that I've won generators and airplane flight tickets, and my MetaMask has been locked like 100 times. Like, yeah, it's all spam. It's just daily.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, what that's a good thing about security is having a dedicated email that's only for those financial services you care about, and then don't share that anywhere on any other site. And then they'll send those warnings to your other emails that like you use for your sign up your email for your electric bill you gave to Best Buy once, or blah blah, everything, and then they'll send them all of those, and you'll know that it's like not correct, because
Well,
then
here's
it's not tied back to your stuff, right? It's not tied back to your single email that you have dedicated to just those financial services you really care about.
right. Yeah, so on Google, I know a lot of people don't know this, and I didn't know it for the longest time. Is you can create a main Gmail email address, and then anytime you go sign up at a new site or something, and you're gonna, it requires an email address to sign in. you use that same email, but at the end of whatever the name part is, you add a hyphen and like maybe the name of the website that you're entering, and then
A
it'll
plus
create
usually.
or plus, sorry. But then that creates an additional email address and it routes it to your main email address. So if you start getting spam email from, you know, the name plus whatever company, you kind of know who sold your information and that it's probably spam.
Yeah, that's in all providers for the most part. I mean, all the major ones you're going to go through have that feature.
Cool.
Even my private email server that I run has that.
Well, there you go.
Because it's wrapped in the software that I use. It's all open source software, right?
Just little tricks. You can start tracking your stuff.
Twin fan, try and request again. I could not bring you up.
Yeah, I tried to. I couldn't either.
Hey, so Richard has some interesting updates. Always pushing out those awesome updates. Anybody here trying to sync up a full node for PulseChain V3 and having problems?
I am not
Everybody, of
playing with,
course. Everybody, like everyone raise their hands.
not playing with validators yet.
That's all right. There's plenty of people doing it. It's not for everybody.
What are you up to? 4,200 plus validators at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it launched with 4096. Yeah, 4096. There's over 100 community validators, including the ones that I include myself in that. Over 100. And then so we're waiting for a peering issue was resolved yesterday to get more of the Lighthouse and Prism nodes online with enough peers so they can sync reliably. So that's nice to see. And then we get more validators online as more full nodes can come online easily. Then more people will come online to be validators. So, there's that. I mean, I'd like to get to like 100 grand, 100,000 validators is my personal goal. We'll see. I don't know. We're pretty far from it with 4,200.
Yeah, maybe if Alex gets those like almost plug and play boxes out, could be something that people would be interested in.
Sure, I can't personally run 90,000 validators, so I got to help the community get on
Come
board
on,
a little bit.
Gunnar, you can do it.
I mean, technically I could do it, but I don't have enough PLS, so unfortunately I'm a little short. So I'm relying on the other, say, 10 trillion tokens that are out there to run validators, right? 100 trillion tokens to run validators, whatever the number is, who wants to run a validator. And don't forget, Teller Technologies come on the PulseChain, which is the Oracle service. So it's like another thing. Like I have to, just kind of plug it. Like there's being a validator, which is awesome, and I'm like fully into that, doing it myself. And then Teller Technology, which is an Ethereum Oracle service, is coming to PulseChain natively. We don't have much information on what it's called or whatever, but Liquid Loans, Power City, Fiat, like a lot of these financial service websites that are going to be on PulseChain natively, need an Oracle service to get price feeds. So it's like a thing. You know what I mean? I need to bring it up every once in a while.
You can become a reporter.
Totally. And I still need to do a video on it, but I'm a little busy right now. But it's whenever I stop being quite so busy, I got to do a video on how to do telereporting service, spin up the node on GoAirly probably, and then walk it through. Like, it's similar to like setting up a validator, right? You're like, here's a server, and then here's commands you have to put in. And then here's where you go for the configuration files, blah, blah, blah. Like pretty, 45-minute video kind of a thing. Put on my Substack. Subscribe to my Substack if you're a techno geek like me. I haven't been able to push very much content to my Substack because I've been a little busy with testnet v3. But as soon as things slow down, start doing at least a video a week of like the most important kind of tutorials and walkthroughs and stuff that's happening in the PulseChain ecosystem. That's the goal anyway.
I'm really digging the vibe and the interaction with certain people in the Builders Guild. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, that's a great group.
Yeah. It's just good because like a year ago, there was no interaction with anyone from PulseChain. Yeah, it's just grown and come a long way, and it seems like there's more care and collaboration.
Yeah, even getting people like like Ivan from Ivan on Tech with Morales.
Yeah.
Morales is also coming to PulseChain. If you didn't know, if you're a developer, they have their speedy nodes and their API service for development. It's like a development middleware. It's not an RPC service. It's actually an API that you build your apps connecting to their service, and they have built-in EVM APIs that make it easier for you to write web apps, decentralized applications for PulseChain, for Ethereum, for Binance Smart Chain. You know, they're on all the chains, but they are actively talking to people in the PulseChain ecosystem. They joined my personal group. He just like popped up one day, you know, in my Gamma DevOps chat that I answer questions in. So if you want to join that chat, that's awesome too. Public chat, go right ahead. And he popped in there a few days ago, and he's in the other dev chats. So you know the public dev chats and everything. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, and a
People are
couple of
coming
his
around.
team members as well, right? So it's good.
Hmm. Yeah, I heard him, and then like at least one engineer. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not. I said hi to him. He didn't answer back because you know he's busy. But you know, I heard there was at least one of his engineers is running around the Telegram groups that I'm aware of.
Hexy Queen, good to see you. Bullish, congratulations on the full-time gig. Well done, sir. All the best.
Yeah, this thing with Morales and Ivan on tech, we've been knowing that for 6 months, 9 months, a year, or whatever. They were just waiting for a testnet to launch, and oh my god, it launched like 3 days ago or whatever.
Yeah, they're running a webinar for developers. Yeah, I think I saw a post.
Oh, I know. I did it. I replied. I was like, please invite me. I would like to listen to that. Thank you very much. I didn't get a response back, so maybe I don't know, maybe they'll invite me.
Well, I'm sure you'll get the invite probably by the Builders Guild anyway.
I mean, I'll hear about it. I'm in all the groups that I know of anyway. I don't know about groups I don't know about though.
You don't know what you don't know.
But I believe I'm in all the developer chats that exist. I don't think there's a single one I've missed.
I saw fam.
Jim Rat, what up?
What's going on, man?
Where's Tony the Tiger when you need him? The Safe Moon King. I can't.
He'll be carrying somewhere going, fuck, I should have listened to those guys.
I did see that. I saw that posted in a Telegram group. $8 million, and it is a bug that apparently somebody else on Twitter, like some dev, saw it within like 3 seconds of like looking at their code and went like, there it is right there. Apparently, it was a very, very obvious burn function bug that was exploited.
Well, if you guys
So
see or find or run into at the gym Tony the Tiger, you just let him know that Jim Rat's looking for him. Come on, guys. Let's get some freaking smileys in the chat. Gamma, how's everything going over there in Validator World?
doing okay, coming together.
Is it feeling
Rewards
smooth?
rewards are going to get worked out. Rewards are a little bit low. We've identified, we know this. It's fine. Richard just tweeted about it, so I can, say something. Like rewards will be fixed. Validator clients peering fixed like yesterday for me at least, and for a lot of people. Awesome. My own personal validator is very sad. It is not online yet because I'm running Lighthouse. There's a bug that needs to be fixed so that I can get my own validator online. Very sad about that, but it's okay. It'll get fixed, and then we'll be good to go.
Now, are the rumors true that you are on the PulseChain team?
What? Allegedly, I can't say anything about anything like that.
Is it true that is it true that you're a purple belt? I mean, a blue belt in
Oh,
jujitsu.
I wish. I did not have my test yet. I'm still working towards it. They postponed my test until I'm ready. So I'm still a white belt. Unfortunately, I'm a white belt plebe in jiu-jitsu. Trying to move up the trying to move up the ranks a little bit.
A plebe.
Absolutely a plebe.
I got a renter coming to move into my house, and he's an hour and 16 minutes late off the jump. And anyone who knows Jim Rat, this is just the worst. I'm a 5 minutes early kind of guy. And it's just like, oh, I already hate this guy. But he's a young man, so I'm trying to help him out. He's a foreign exchange student from Nigeria. And he's looking for a place to live, so I was trying to help him out. But the hour and 16 minutes late, I mean, crypto in the morning was 11 a.m. Eastern for 500 days straight.
I mean, maybe he's using a different time zone. So maybe you should look at his watch and make sure he's using the correct time zone, right? It'd be simple as that.
Well, I met him, and he was like, I gotta ask my dad if this is okay. And I was like, he was like 6 foot tall, like ginormous. And I was like, your dad? He's like, yeah, I'm like 20. And I was like, oh. And then I realized, because I thought he was older when I saw him, and I didn't ask him for some reason. I thought he might have been like many more years into his studies. And then I was like, oh wait, now he's an hour and 16 minutes late. I'm doing some moon math in my head, and I'm immaturity pooping out of the other end. But I'm only having one renter right now. I'm gonna buy another house and rent this one hall out to students.
That's one thing I never have any want to get into is like the actual like retail property and like having renters and such. My wife brings it up, and I was like, "Oh, hey, we could buy this house on the beach, and we can do Airbnb, or we can buy the house on the beach, and then
Well,
I
you just
use
nailed
it."
it with wife. You just nailed it with wife.
Yeah, she's like, she wants to turn everything into a business that I run for her, and I'm like, I already do a bunch of stuff that makes like a bunch of money. I don't need to like learn real estate at this point. Although like owning a beach house would be cool, owning a house at a ski resort was cool. But I'm like, if I happen to not be there, then you can put somebody in there if they're trustworthy that won't steal all my shit. But other than that, maybe we just
Well,
don't do that.
Gamma, some of us are plebes. Okay.
Well, I'm still a plebe, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to move up in the world. I don't have a
Well,
beach
good.
house yet. I don't have I don't have a condo in Winter Park, so I can go spend Christmas in my own place.
That
But I
sounds
totally want to
nice.
do that. But I totally want to do
That's
that, and it cost me like $3 million. So well, I'm working on that.
That sounds nice. I mean, that sounds really nice.
Winter Park, 2 years in a row. We paid. I went to Zypher Lodge, which is right off of the main ski lift going up in Winter Park. 2 years in a row. I wouldn't want to get one of the condos like right there, but like there's some really nice ones that are not like hour away, but they're $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, which is like totally going to be doable in 2025. I know it. I believe in it. So like what I'm
Well,
shooting
that's
for.
26% inflation from now, so we're gonna have to reevaluate those prices.
That's all right. PulseChain's got my back. I know it. I have faith.
Well, actually, you have PulseChain's back. That's the funny thing.
We help each other. It's got my back and I got its.
Hey, if you talk to Richard, you let him know that Jim Rat's a decent fucking guy.
Oh, I know. I watch those videos. I'm not bringing you up.
Oh, yes. It's all right. The six-pack will have to do for now. But we are due for a video soon, within a couple weeks. I mean, come on, guys. It's a good time up in here in Hexaco. We're all having a friggin' blast. PulseChain.
Testnet V3's out. This should be like the Christmas in freaking April or March or whatever it is right now. March still.
But when
See, it's Christmas in March.
Gamma, I'm starting to act like freaking HVID up in here, and I'm just posting like when launch.
Like when launch? Oh yeah, like when launch? I don't know. A V3 is not good enough for you, huh?
Well, I bought the dip.
Which one?
Yeah. Oh,
All right,
it's so awesome seeing it like hex at like 12 cents, and now it's like 7.9 cents, and I don't even care because I'm fully staked anyway. So the hex price is pretty meaningless to me at this point, anyway.
1,500 buys and 500 sells on the ETH pair, though. That's pretty good numbers. That's interesting to me. Those numbers, making a lot of people coming in, and the Gunther Godwicks are going down. And Gunther Godwicks can be very healthy.
I mean, I personally would like to have PLS alive so that I can put, like, I have like $100 sitting, like I could buy PLS with that, right? But it's not, but PLS doesn't exist right now, so I can't buy it. And that makes me feel sad because I would like to spend this $100 I have in my wallet right now to buy PLS or PLSX. But I guess I'll have to wait like everybody else. It's fine. It'll be sitting there, just hanging out.
Didn't you sack Fat Lard for it?
I mean, like, but who doesn't need more? I was sacked like day 1, day 3, day 5, like way back when. I forget.
Dude, I'm like all sketched out. Not really, because I haven't thought about it, but like I'm in one of those pools for the Pulse. I did a bunch for Pulse. Then I did a pool for Pulsex, and I'm like counterparty risk for 2.5 years. Like, fuck.
No, I got invited to all the pools, and I said politely, no, thank you. I will sacrifice myself, and I will hold my own keys, and I will not like think that maybe you guys will disappear one day. And then, of course, none of the pools that invited me they're still there, so I'm good. But I'm
Well,
like,
I know a couple of
it's
the
okay.
guys. I know what island they're on, and I would love nothing more than to quit my job and have a full-time assassin job and just roam this earth looking for
Yeah.
blood.
I mean, technically, I did sacrifice enough that I'm happy that PulseChain is going to live because I really, gave it my all back in the day.
I was early. I was a bit of a virgin at the time when PulseChain was launched. I was a day one sacrificer. But I was still early in my journey. I still was plebbing around. So my main goal is to I got some hardware wallets set up on new accounts and on a different computer, and I just want to send everything to different accounts just because it's been too long.
Yeah, I need to get 12 million more PLS to get one more validator because you need like one more validator, right? Like the amount you have is not enough. You got to shoot for one more because if I get one more, then I got a nice round number. So I need to buy 12 million PLS. So I don't know what that's going to cost me, but I'm going to make it happen because I really want to get that round number of validators for my validator server that I have running.
Oh, it's 8:30. It's almost time for bed. Jesus Christ. It's like nearing, we're heading towards bedtime here. But good to see everyone. Bullish, I see you down there. Bigfoot, I see you down there. Sean, famous, I see you down there. Hodl Rex. Hodl Rex. You're the guy for keeping that name. And everyone else down there, I hope you're having an amazing, absolutely amazing day. And I hope you're shooting for the stars.
Everybody should be having an amazing day. Playing around with testnet v3. You know what I mean? Having the time of their lives. Or is that just me? I don't know. Maybe I'm living the dream or something.
Well, you're always in that kind of good space mentally, which we like to see around here in Mexico. You've mastered the art of your mind, Gamma, it seems, and you're enjoying your present life, as am I.
Yeah. My wife is very pessimistic. She doesn't like it when I mention to her that she's very pessimistic, but it is. So me being optimistic and knowing that I'm going to visualize my future, I'm going to know what I'm going to get, and I'm going to go after it, and I'm going to be successful. Like she just thinks everything fails. Like none of my, you know what I mean? It's like PulseChain's never gonna launch. I was like, PulseChain is totally gonna launch. Like, oh, you were never blah blah blah. We're like, what negative thought you're gonna think of? Yeah, okay, great. Okay, well, I don't think like that.
Dumper.
Optimism. 15 years, man, not dumper.
Derek,
I just
Derek,
avoid conversations where I don't have
Derek's
to.
trying to split up families right now. Derek wants
Sorry.
more.
That's all right. She's slightly pessimistic, and I'm a very optimistic person.
I get it. And most women are like that, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah, to
No,
be
I just deal
honest,
with it.
like when you get super, like it's funny because the first year I meet a lot of chicks, they're super optimistic. Like the first like 6 months, 8 months you meet, and I'm not talking about any of the Mexican women, clearly a different breed. Okay, but it's like the first year they're like, "Oh my God, life is so good," and then it's like, "Oh, I keep smiling through it," and then it's just like the little crippling depression comes into play, and you're like, "Oh wait, I didn't know this was real." Because I'm just like Gamma. Like I can be sad for like 2 seconds, and then I'll see someone, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, what a great day!" Like my friend's here. I'm just very energetic from people. Like, when I talk to people, I get excited, which is a lot.
No, I mean, when I feel bad when things aren't working out for me, you be optimistic. You force yourself to work. You get out there and talk to people, and then then opportunities come your way. You know what I mean? And just working, just working, just working, and like then you just materialize the life that you want to have. It just magically happens by being like a positive person that people want to be around and have a decent work ethic. I don't know how that works.
Attitude is the only thing we have a choice in this world, and I just choose to keep it up. Everyone gets a little weird about some stuff, but like if you just practice over and over, like you can just shake it off in like 3 seconds. You know, like imagine every time something that I perceived to be wrong like bothered me all day long, I would just be bothered all day long. So I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna go to the gym and rip weights and just
I
fucking
don't know. Here's a
smash it.
story. I wasn't always doing so well, and I was driving Uber before Hex launched. I got unemployed because I got laid off my job and it sucked. And you know what I did? I went to work and I just worked my ass off, and I worked my ass off, and I made my bills. And my wife was really mad at me because we didn't have any money, but I paid all the bills and I worked my ass off. And then eventually I got a job that paid more, and then I could work less. I could spend more time with the family, and then that materialized into having extra money that you could invest if you did the time to research. And then you do that enough and you work hard, then all of a sudden you don't have to work as much. And then all of a sudden now you have time for your family. You know what I mean?
That's my goal. Like that's one of my goals. Like I'm 29, and I just think like my dad always asks me when I see him. He's like, "Do you have any memories of me when I was a kid? When you were a kid?" And I'm literally like, I remember that one time like we got a cat. Like there's like two memories of like my dad. He's like, "Yeah, because he worked just constantly. Because they were slaving back then. They were like three kids. They were all just figuring it out." And I was like, I have the opportunity. They gave me a very, easy way as far as like I didn't have to struggle for anything. So I'm like, I'm going to take advantage of every moment that I have in order to spend time with my children. Like that's like my little mini goal. Like I just want to be able to like fuck around and hang out with them and like go to sports shit and like drive them around. And it could be 5 years, 10 years from now. I have no fucking idea. But it's like I want to hang out with my family. Like I don't want to not do that. If I have one, again. The girl I'm dating right now is she wants 7 kids and 4 dogs, so it's like that's probably not gonna work. But and she wants chickens too. What do you think? What do you think about the chickens, Gamma? You like some chickens? I was looking
I
at
like I like to eat chicken. My wife says that she doesn't like to eat chicken. When I say let's eat chicken, you eat too much chicken.
I
The
don't like
chicken's freaking
chickens
awesome.
anymore after earlier today.
Jimmy, we have someone who I think you should maybe have on the show.
no, that's a fucking rooster. first of all, it's a fucking rooster, and that person,
You're right. It is
who
totally.
the fuck is that?
I like
was
chickens.
literally like coming up here to talk about the ETH pair, and he.
That was Crypto Truth. He's got a lot to say. Yeah, yeah. You were bringing
Out
up.
on the ranch, like fucking, like in the middle of a fucking chicken coop.
He's down in the DR. Apparently, there's like more chickens than people down there. So he was he was telling us about quite a few things down there. Thanks for coming
I was
in
looking.
I was
with
picturing him like sitting at a computer with a chicken behind her.
I was picturing him in the middle of a field, like with giant rubber boots on, like just like fucking around a bunch of chickens or like roosters and shit, because they were so frequent. Like it was not like one. Like Sam has a rooster that fucks around outside his house sometimes, and it'll go like once every 5 or 6 minutes, but he's muted every other time, so it's like once every 10 minutes. And when this dude had like 6 roosters a second. And I had to leave, and then he was like trying to tell a story. I was like, dude, these roosters. But no hate, obviously. Roosters are chill.
Are you talking about Bridge and his roosters?
I don't know who it was, but it was
Yeah,
fucking my head up.
it was Bridge. I think he's killed the roosters. There's no roosters anymore.
No, we had Crypto Truth in here, and he trumped Bridges Roosters by at least like double. Yeah, it was amazing today. He had a lot to say, but his roosters had more to say, and it was hard to bear.
And is there a soundboard? Somebody has a soundboard with a rooster. Is that Hex Bulla? I think that might be Hex Bulla. Yeah, you motherfucker. That shit has fucked my head up. I can't even think straight on that. And Derek James Lambo, I followed you. I don't know if we've met each other, but I already like your vibe.
Oh, thanks, man. I like you too, but no homo.
Well, you don't have to say that. You never know.
I usually no, I have to say it actually.
Just kidding. No homo. Yeah. I like your computer though.
Yeah, that's actually a fucking 45 inch, 42 maybe. Yeah, it's a TV. It's a Sony TV, but I bought that PS5, and then I sit about 3 inches away from it, and so I feel like I'm actually in the game. And sometimes I trade crypto. I can switch it over, put my laptop on there.
Did you sell the V3 news?
No, I've been just getting dumped on for like a couple days now, just loving it. So I'm just hanging in there, seeing how she goes.
Keep some spare change on the sidelines for PulseChain. Not saying that you shouldn't be DCAing into Hex if you don't have a good position, but I'm saying always keep your options open. I think some people are emptying the tank here, trying to get this copy on the other side. And I'm not a financial advisor or a doctor, but I think that having some coins on the other side might be a good play. Not?
So like, is PulseChain, when PulseChain launches, is it going to be on like Uniswap, or like how's that going to work?
No.
Well, you're gonna. Yeah, go ahead, Gamble.
Sure. So here's how this is going to work. PulseChain mainnet's going to be in private for some days. Then it's going to be live, and you're going to see it. And then within 48 hours after you get the RPC settings, the bridge will exist. Once the bridge exists, PLS will be bridged to Ethereum, put into a pool with Ethereum. So wrap PLS with Ethereum, wrap PLS with USDC, whatever, doesn't matter. Like wrap it, pair it with whatever. And then you can buy it on Uniswap. And then you can bring it back over to PulseChain. So it won't have a price. Like that's the whole thing about the bridge has to exist. because wrap PLS has to exist on Ethereum to be paired with Ethereum, to be paired with USDC, and all those other assets on Ethereum for it to have a price. And then it has a price, and then everything on PulseChain has a price. But that's 24 to 48 hours after you get the RPC settings. That's when that happens.
Yeah, that's all confusing to me. I'm still like I know a lot, but I just still have a lot to learn apparently. But
It's simpler than it sounds when
it is,
when
yeah,
it's spoken to words. Like it's
yeah.
really
And
just
another
one
thing,
front end, another front end, and you can move between them.
another thing that
So here,
confused.
let me help you.
Go ahead.
Okay. So a bridge is a contract on PulseChain and then a contract on Ethereum, right? And so there's a server in the middle. It shows that you put one PLS in the contract on the PulseChain side. This server sees that, and then it mints you another PLS called a wrap PLS on Ethereum to the same wallet that you just put in on the PulseChain side. So it's like if one goes in, gets locked, prints out another one on the Ethereum side, one for one. That wrap version can be put into Uniswap, do whatever, trade it, whatever, come back on the Ethereum side, take that wrap PLS into the contract on the Ethereum side. The middleware server sees that, then prints you a version on the PulseChain side. That's the bridge. As simple as I possibly can make it.
I'm so screwed.
No, Derek, stop. Derek, stop. You're not screwed.
You're fine. You're fine.
Gamma turns everything into rocket.
He's very smart.
I understand.
I'm not on his level yet.
It's just
you know what a contract
makes
is.
you think technical.
You're fine. You know what a contract is, right? You know yield farming. You know when you put like hex, right? And you know hex at all. What do you use? Give me an example of what apps have you used? I know them
can't
all.
tell you that. I'd have to kill you.
Okay, that doesn't help me at all. Have you ever used a yield farm?
No.
Have you ever used
a yield farm?
Never done anything.
Never done a yield farm. All I do is I buy Ethereum, and then I see like hex pumping, and and then I just sit there and it goes down, and I wait, and I'm like, buy. And when it goes up, and then I'm like, okay.
Have you ever heard of a liquidity pool? You use Uniswap. You ever heard of a liquidity pool? You know what that is?
Sorta. Like it's just a bunch of different tokens put together, right?
So on V2 Uniswap, you take two tokens, the Hex and USDC, and then so you like 10 Hex and 1 USDC or whatever. And then you put those into the contract, in the liquidity pool, right? So that you're moving your tokens into that contract. The contract now has them. You still own them because you have your wallet. That's the same thing as a bridge. It's a different contract, but you move your PLS into that contract, right? It's in the contract, but you still own it. You can get it out. And then the only difference is there's a server, computer, that sees that you put a PLS in to that contract on PulseChain, and then it mints you on Ethereum. And now you own the same thing on Ethereum. That's it. Very, very simple.
So since I own Hex on Ethereum, I'm going to own Hex on PulseChain.
That's different.
That's true.
That's a copy.
That is true.
It's true. Very true.
True. Very true.
But you own a copy. You own Hex on Ethereum. Then PulseChain is copied like FedEx, like a copy, right? Exact copy. One Hex on Ethereum becomes one Hex on PulseChain. They're separate, different networks. So this is usually where we lose people. You don't understand this concept of, because I just explained how a bridge is.
Yeah,
And then
like
now we go to this different concept of like the copy and doing two different networks. And
so
Hex is
like
native
PulseChain
on
is a full
Ethereum
network. I
and
get it.
native on PulseChain, right? They're independent.
Yeah, but since I have Hex on Ethereum, I get a snapshot onto the new Pulse network. Now, what I'm
You
curious.
get double your pulse, Derek. I mean, double your X. But here,
So,
let me
what determines the value of Pulse, and will like what's all the sacrifice money for then?
sacrifice money is for Richard's Lamborghinis. Okay. Second, but no, I'm joking. But don't worry about the sacrifice money per se. That has
Right.
nothing to do with the liquidity.
PLS is a value because it trades on an exchange, or the community, people who use the Pulsex on PulseChain, and then people who use Uniswap on Ethereum are gonna like buy and sell the token because of the market and determine a price collectively, and then that's how it's gonna find a price by
Let me
just
try to
people buying and
explain this
selling.
and plebe. Let me get plebier than you.
So
You're
my
plebe.
Hex on PulseChain is probably going to make me a bunch of money, right?
You'll make some money on it. But listen, Derek. So when a token starts out, let's just say Hex on Ethereum just started out today. It just came out. And I have 100,000 tokens. And Richard has all the rest of the tokens. And he's not doing anything with them. And I have Ethereum as well. So what I'm going to do, you want to buy some of that. Derek's at his computer like, I want to buy some of that Hex that Jim Rat's got. But the only way you can buy it is if I put it into a liquidity pool. And then that would be the Hex that you were buying. You would swap your Ethereum for Hex, and I would put both Ethereum and Hex. Since I'm the only one in it, I would be the one. When you initially set a liquidity pool, I pick what price it is. And then you buy it. And then there's this thing called slippage, which I'm not going to get into right now. But basically, there has to be enough money in that pool for the amount of money that you're going to put into that pool to get in there without at your price point. Fuck, this is hard to explain. But basically, all of us people manually put money into that liquidity pool. But why? Why would you take your Hex and your Ethereum that you have right now and put it into a liquidity pool? Because you earn fees. Every time someone trades for that, so Derek's going to trade in for my Ethereum and my Hex that I put in there, you have to pay a fee, right, Derek? That fee, a portion of that goes to me. That's the benefit of being in the liquidity pool. So there's fees that they earn. So people with huge...
That was a good explanation. I get it. Thank you. Wow.
You're welcome.
And so this ties into the PLS thing now, right?
So, okay, yeah. So let's go over to PLS. So, like, there's going to be someone who is going to provide liquidity. Initially, the first person is going to provide liquidity. Now, they might provide $1 of liquidity, and that is the only dollar that can be taken out of that. So whatever price that $1 is isn't really going to matter. But if somebody puts $10 million of liquidity in there and you only want $100 worth, that's not really going to change the math on that chart too much. So you see the little wicks and the candles that go up and down? That is because someone is selling enough where it actually changes the ratio in that pool.
I get that part.
Yeah, so someone is going to go over there. It could be me. It could be Gamma. It could be Bullish. It could be Famous. It could be Richard. It could be anyone. But someone's going to go over there that has way more money than I probably do. And they're going to put a big fat amount of money in there, whatever they see fit. Now, a big fat amount of money is relative. But sometimes people keep the liquidity pools kind of small. Because the one cool thing about Hex, Derek, is that Hex has very low liquidity. There is $3.4 million of liquidity in the Hex ETH pool. Now, there's many pools for Hex. There's USDC. There's a little USDT pair. There's a DAI pair with like $700,000 in it. So basically, someone's going to go over on the Pulse chain and provide liquidity over there. But so it's going to be whatever they set the ratio at. But again, if you set the ratio with $1 and then you come in and want to buy $1, it's going to wick all the way to zero. So if there's a lot of money in there and you buy $1 worth, it's not going to change the price at all.
So we're gonna assume that the sacrifice money is gonna be the money in the liquidity pool.
Not necessarily, because you don't want, now put the sacrifice money out of your head for a sec. The thing about liquidity is some people that are way richer than me and you are going to have big fat bags of PulseChain. Now, there's guys, the God Whale, for example, has enough money with one of his stakes to empty all the Hex liquidity pools 12 times over. So if there was $1 billion sitting in that liquidity pool, that would probably be, he would probably be chopping his lips and selling a lot of his bags. But because the pool is so small, super rich dudes that have endless amounts of money can't really vampire attack it because it's not really worth their while because they're dealing with a different price point. But for the average user, taking $100,000 out of Hex would change their life, right? Or would make a big difference in their life. But for some guys that we don't want in the system, like venture capitalists and guys that are super rich, it kind of protects the system, it not having that much money in it, but it also makes it very user friendly for the average person. So there's a lot of kind of different dynamics with market making, but Richard's the best of the best when it comes to at least understanding market making. But I don't necessarily think the sacrifice money has anything to do with the liquidity pools personally. But again, I don't really know that. But I don't think, I just think those numbers are just really off. Like, I don't think the liquidity pools will look anything like $1 billion. I don't think the liquidity pools will look I wouldn't want them to look like that because then somebody would just sell all their shit and make all that money. So someone that is very smart with market making is going to be paying attention to those pools and making it favorable for the average person, like $100,000, $500,000 or less, but making it kind of safe and protected from dudes that just have so much money that they just can do whatever the fuck they want in this world.
That's
So
very
Hex
good
always
information.
goes up. Hex always, in my opinion, Hex will always perform better than Ethereum because it has less liquidity and it moves faster. And really, it only is just a derivative of Ethereum. You have to swap it for Ethereum, but you're just swapping it into a coin that more people like, or a more concentrated amount of people like. But the liquidity pool is so much smaller that if someone put $3 million into Hex, it would shoot the price to the moon on the Ethereum pair. But if someone put $3 million into ETH, it would just be, like a nice little pumpy Rooney.
Yeah, that's right. Crazy. So the potential of Hex going to say $1 is like very easy.
Yes. Yes, like in my opinion, it is, and that's just because of the prowess of the market makers within Hex and the liquidity providers in Hex know what they're doing very, very well.
Here's how
Amazing.
likely it is. I just had someone come to my front door trying to sell me solar panels. I like your sweater because he's a Hexican and sacrificed for PulseChain. So that gives you any inkling of adoption that's happening right now. That's pretty awesome. I did have a quick question for Gamma. Gamma, wondering what slashing would look like if I had to install if I had to change the electricity at my house, my power's down for a week.
Okay, so your computer's down for a week. It's a thing called leaking. So you would get leaked, like you'd lose some value, but it'd be a relatively small amount, and then you can just turn your computer on. Like I would say, if you had a known issue where your power is going to be out for a whole week, you should take your computer to your friend's house, plug it in, and then keep it going that way. Or you could rent a server for a week in a cloud provider and move your keys there and then validate there. But if you're just randomly out of power for a day, then you would lose maybe a couple bucks worth of PLS, and you wouldn't make any money because you were offline, and then you would get a penalty for being offline, but it'd be like a couple bucks, and then as soon as you turn back on the computer, even if it's for a week, then you would just be online, and then you would recoup those losses over a short amount of time, and then you'd be good to go again. But if it's a known issue, like you're going to be offline for a week, then you could easily put your computer in your car and move it to somewhere else and plug it in, connect to the internet, and get online. Or, like I said, you can move your keys to a server, like in a DigitalOcean data center or something.
Yeah, those are great options.
That would take a day. That would take a day to sync up anyway. So if it's only a day, it wouldn't be even worth the effort, because it would take you a day to just sync up a server in the cloud anyway. And there's no need for anybody to have like a spare computer or to have like a server in the cloud running just in case, like complete waste of money. So, but within a day, you could have a remote server on, or you could in a couple hours, you could move your computer to a friend's house or something. You know what I mean? Like I know I got a dude who's tech that if I needed to, I could move my server to his office, like no problem. We all have at least one guy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. That's great advice. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everyone's well aware, and you can see the penalties on V3 actually, because there are validators that are online that are not running. How I know is because I'm running one of them, because I don't have Lighthouse isn't running, because Lighthouse has a bug that they're fixing, and then I'm going to get mine online, so you can see the current not online penalties on the Beacon Chain Explorer. If you click around and you look, and then you can see what validator is getting penalized every day for being offline, and then that gives you right then. But I will make you aware that those numbers are going to change as soon as they update the rewards for being a validator. Then it also updates the penalties. So probably wait until after the next update, whenever that happens, for the rewards to be pushed out, and then you'll get an understanding of what it'll be. So I would say just wait until they push out the new validator rewards, because that also affects the penalties, because they're two sides of the same coin, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I was wondering, just in terms of validators, even looking at how when ETH was in their phase of going to ETH 2.0, it seemed like a lot of the delays were related to the fact that they needed more validators on the network, and they weren't. It didn't seem like they were explicitly saying that was the reason for the delays, but it seemed like that was the case. Would you say that may be a potential issue here?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. PulseChain will launch with the minimum amount of validators it needs to live, and then all the extra validators are just like community validators that are like awesome. Welcome aboard. When Ethereum launched, they opened their staking contract, and as a function, a variable of them going live with staking. This isn't even merged. This is like pre-merge, when the ETH2 staking first went on mainnet. There's a certain amount, like a few million Ethereum, were necessary before they could have enough validators when they first started to be good, right? A minimum viable, like enough validators to exist and be good. We don't have that problem at all. PulseChain's gonna launch with the minimum amount of validators it needs to like be booted up, and then you and I and everybody just adds to the network. Be very decentralized, right?
Awesome.
So, easy as many validators now can easily be booted up in the next 6 months once they get some tweaks out, right?
7 days, man. 7 days.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm still offline because of the validator bug that other people have also that is totally going to be fixed. And you know what I mean? It's coming along.
Good stuff, man. It's good to hear your perspective on that because that's been something that's been bouncing around in my head. That's the only thing I can really see and allude to being a holdup. But if you're saying that's not likely, then I don't know why they would
No,
take so long.
the technology is a holdup.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, if like maintenance not happening until I can get
yeah.
online because I'm using the Lighthouse client. So obviously, we're not going to have like you're right. And then I know Poseidon posted a few errors that community has kind of sourced of some things that need to be worked out. Now, I mean, I can't go into or to even know like what the list is, but you know, it's a technical list. There's nothing to do with the market. There's nothing to do with like a lot of the things the community is saying. Honestly, the community talks a lot of nonsense mostly, speculating about everything under the sun except for what is actually important, which is getting the technology correct, right? But people love to speculate, so that's fine. Whatever.
How's the Are we going to have? I know there's some new ERC standards that are going to be implemented with ETH. Is any of that stuff going to be going to mainnet? Do you know?
PulseChain is a fork of Ethereum, so Ethereum adds code, then PulseChain adds code. So if you want to look at that, is the next upgrade is the Shanghai hard fork. So that's all definitely going to be in PulseChain, right? So we're going to get that. That's the next thing that's on the horizon. I mean, the whole point of PulseChain is that whatever improvements Ethereum makes, whatever changes Ethereum makes, for the most part, not 100%, PulseChain also gets them. So, you know, there's that.
Is there are we following the epics or like their release schedule one for one in real time, or are we having any lag between what they're releasing and what we're releasing?
You'll have to see for yourself.
Yeah.
Ethereum releases, then how long does it take PulseChain to release? I don't even know the answer to that.
Yep.
We're gonna have to find out together as a
For
community.
sure. What was the other thing I was thinking about is can't remember. Yeah, super helpful. Thank you, Gamma.
No problem. I'm just hanging. Had an awesome day.
Good, man. What,
Awesome
you share
day.
some good news with us.
And I'm at my I don't know. You hear it? Like look at Richard's Twitter space. You know, on his Twitter, giving some great information. I'm actually at my son's scouting, just hanging for an hour. So I thought I'd get on, just hang out with you guys.
Good stuff, man. We appreciate you. Yeah, I was freaking blown away. Hexagon rolled up to my door, trying to sell me solar panels right now. So crazy. Pretty awesome. Have you guys checked out the Tidbit device? It's like an LED screen.
I have one of those. I have one of those on my desk. It shows me the hex price. It shows me the Bitcoin price. It shows me the Ethereum price, all rolling.
Yeah, just pick one.
It has Brett. Here's all. This is relevant, right? Did you know about Brett? He put who's like a lead dev or like dev for PulseChain. He actually wrote a Tidbit app for PulseChain. So when PulseChain goes live, it'll show the price feed whenever there is one for PulseChain, including hex price and everything.
Yeah, I have there's a couple apps. There's one that shows the payouts, the share rate, and the hex price, and then there's the one that shows, I think it shows testnet's prices.
Yeah, it's PLS, PLSX, and hex on PulseChain testnet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't have it on right now, but maybe it's moved to V3. It was on V2B. And then the hex one for mainnet, yeah, I have that one showing me the hex price, the T-share rate, current, and everything. That's what I have. That's what I have on mine.
Yeah, yeah. It looks dope, man. It's so cool. Definitely changes the vibe in any room for sure. When you get some animated Richard Hart stuff on there.
All right. Well, scouting is over with, so I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a great evening.
Peace out, Gamma. Thank you.
Well, later, guys.
You guys see David Lin left Kitco News?
Yeah, he made that announcement some time ago.
Yeah, he's been doing
There's someone,
pretty good on his own.
some,
Looking forward to seeing a new interview with him and Richard Hart when, while he's doing his solo gig. I don't know if the dynamic in his reporting is going to be any different.
yeah, we'll see. He had 2 or 3 with Richard, right? Previously. That'll be great to see.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I just got a tenant moved in. Fucking carried all this shit up the stairs.
Are you sharing space or are you renting out real estate? You have.
I got a big old house with like a separate section that I live in. And then like I had 3 renters upstairs and then the other side of the house for a while, but they all decided to move out at the same time. They're all cucked by their girls. No, I'm just kidding. They just all left. And so I'm bringing some students over from the local college that are like younger. Just to, I don't do much in my house. I pretty much work all day, so I don't really. I just like making money right now. And my mortgage is only like $1,500, and I get like, like 2,000 just for renting out the other side of the house.
Nice.
So it's a good deal, And then I'll end up buying another house here shortly, probably, and just moving over there. Something that's not as big.
Stuff, man. Hustle it.
Yeah, I just try to keep on keeping on, $2,000 here a month, $2,000 there a month. Fucking PulseChain billionaire. You know how it is. You're single, like when you're single, it's easy to move, man. It's easy to move around. But if, like Gamma, like if I was wiped down, this wouldn't be flying. And that's why I do month to month on my rent because I don't want them. I want to be able to kick them the fuck out if I want to make a move. Or just buy another place. I don't fucking know. We're all just doing it one day at a time, baby. Dude's from Nigeria, though. He's fresh. But he was like, I don't drink or smoke weed because of my religion. I was like, get upstairs, buddy. I was like, you're in. It's like, I don't like the partiers. He's like, I play video games and I don't smoke and I don't drink. I was like, well, then you move the fuck in. That's what you're doing. I don't need any more feisty fuckers like me in the house.
I think we're gonna pump. Charts are looking good. Just a little reversal coming at ya.
Yeah, man. Got the right breathing technique right now for sure.
Well, if we really think about it, let me look at the 15-minute here. We were at 3.4 cents. Just what, like 30 days ago, maybe 45 days ago, we were at 1.7 cents. So, I mean, I've been really happy with the progress of the chart. It seems like we broke that trend at least. But again, if Hex went down to 1.7 cents again, I would bust a load. I would be so stoked. Every time Hex gets around that 2 penny, 3 penny range, I get really excited because I know it can't go much lower than that because I got into Hex at that level 700 days ago. And I remember how few and far between the users were at that time. There was only 33,000 stakers at that time. And like it was still a little bit like, and I bought an all-time high at 2 cents. And it just never stopped. It never stopped. So I know the price levels like would really have a hard time getting past that. And there can't be too many people that could really do their dirty work at that level. And if they haven't sold and they're deciding to sell, then it's like a little bit odd.
I don't think we're going any lower than where we are right now. I think there's a little reversal. It looks like we're gonna start the next leg up here in the next day or two. Looks like.
Well, God bless it. If it goes up, I'm happy. If it goes down, I'm happy. T-shares, I mean, there's no negative externalities on T-shares other than the gas fees, obviously. But if you really think about it, like all you're doing is pressing a button on a front end and then earning yield with a really solid liquidity pool with a huge community. So T-shares are, and I'm 33% liquid, roughly. So, but like the T-shares, the T-share ladder is very critical, in my opinion, because you're really just earning free money and waiting for people to come in over the years and over the months. And I just checked those T-shares and I'm like, I might not have as many as some people. I still have under 100. But it's still fucking lit. But I have 10x bonuses on all my Hedron, which is just, I mean, love that. You learned about Hedron yet, Derek?
No, I need to learn more. Today is the learning day for me.
Well, Hedron's cool to learn about, especially if you have big stakes, but because one step at a time. But I really like the Hedron ecosystem. I wouldn't necessarily recommend you gathering a Hedron position before you got a Hex position, but just know Hedron is a part of the ecosystem, and so is Icosa.
I have a very large hex position. I put my life savings in it.
Fucking Derek's a fucking boss. Derek, you made a great move.
All in.
It sounds like you did have a decent time too.
Well, I got a little bit nervous there this morning, or within the last 24 hours anyway.
Nervous about what, the dip?
Yeah. I was like, fuck, is this thing going to keep going down?
Now, Derek, you got to think about this, though. This is the most volatile asset. There is not a person in this room that's been here for a while, and there's some guys in this room that have fucking ginormous bags. And I don't even think most of them, like a 50% correction, they're not even going to sweat it. They're not even going to sweat it. Like, you got to get to the point where you don't give a fuck. Because if you do give a fuck, just by human nature in general, that means you're kind of in a position where you will sell too early.
Yes, that's right. And this morning, I was like sick to my stomach because I was losing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just by like a little like like not even a penny movement.
Now,
Oh
Derek, do you have any T-shares?
no, I don't even know what that is.
So, Derek, there's this fucking crazy part about this. So a T-share, Hex was created. Doesn't mean you have to stake it. Hex, most of the Hex gains will happen because of price appreciation and inflation, really, and a small liquidity pool. But the reason we all like Hex is because you know how Gamma said he was 100% staked?
Yeah.
So you can stake your Hex. And if you stake 22,000, whatever, 25,000 Hex right now. Let's say you stake 25,000 Hex.
Yeah, I can do that, no problem.
But don't do anything.
Okay.
Not yet. Because we got to talk about security first. But let's just do theory right now.
I got a
So,
ledger. Get that going.
yeah, we got to talk security big time. Derek, your only concern should be security after we have this T-share conversation. And I will direct you directly to the right people to help you.
Ledger up after
So
that.
don't you worry about it. But the cool part about Hex is you can stake it. And when you stake your Hex, you actually earn a share. And in this system, when you stake your Hex, it's burnt and you start accumulating Hex from zero, but that's not important. Basically, in really layman's terms, if you stake 15,000 Hex for 5 years, you will earn 6 Hex per day for that entire 5 years. 5 years is roughly 2,400 days. I don't know. So that's probably wrong. 2,200 days, whatever it is. 4 times 5 is 20. Whatever. It's late for me. But so you earn, when you get shares, when you stake Hex, you get shares, you earn a certain amount of Hex per day. So all of us are actually earning Hex for our staked Hex every single day. So if I go to the hex.com front end, I have a bunch of stakes on there. And those stakes are accumulating yield. But really the money maker for for stakes is that it stops you from selling. Because what happens is a lot of guys, they sell their bags at a double or a triple or a quadruple. So when Hex was at 2 cents and I bought it for the first time ever, it ran to 56 cents in 4 months.
Yeah.
And most people, if liquid and they didn't know what was going on or didn't have a feel for the system yet, they would have sold very early. But just like Bitcoin went from 1 penny to $63,000, most of the people in that system did not see any of that price appreciation. Why? Because they sold at $100 or they sold at $50. And then they put a gun in their mouth every night while their girlfriend chirps at them because it went to $63,000. And they said, I could have been out of this fucking hellhole.
Yeah, right.
So really having faith with a little bit of your bag, putting it in a staking pool, and you can stake for up to 15 years, which is 5,555 days. And the longer you stake, the more interest you earn. And that doesn't mean you should stake all your stuff for 15 years, but it's just saying if this system is still around for 15 years and you have 15-year stakes, you pretty much secured your entire future of finance with a few $100s.
Few hundred, that's it?
Well, we're talking 15 years. So it took Bitcoin 13 years to go up 63 million %.
When you stake like on the website, right? Like you connect your wallet to the website to stake. Is that what
So
you
the
do?
one thing you should do first is you should go to, you're not staking today, because I know your security is not ready. But because if you can imagine doing something a bunch of years,
It's
you
not
want your security to be like down fucking pat, like you wouldn't have a question about it.
My
But so
security.
if you go to hex.com right now and click on how it works,
Okay, doing it.
that is the website you want to read through. It's very simple to read. It's a very digestible website. There's a little video that's 113 seconds long. You should listen to that video, but read the first. But this is going to be the space where we're going to talk about this stuff. So we can help you with all of this stuff. But reading the website first, you're earning 38% APY on a 15-year stake right now.
38%. So if I put in 10K, I'll make 3,800 a year.
If the price were to stay exactly the same. But really, the price is going to go up. So if you're really, a lot of the guys in this room have earned fuckloads more than that.
Who's the richest guy in the room?
I have no clue. I could have a few guesses, but it's not really important. I mean, a lot of these guys have been here for a long time, and they're just here to help.
Yeah. But look, well, the only, like, did you see the price went from 50 cents to 2 cents? I mean, what if your stake ends right on the bottom, like the 2
Well, then
cents?
you still have all that hex accumulated, right? You don't have to sell it.
That's right, I guess.
So you'll just have a bunch more hex. And then you'll just have more hex than you did anyway. It would be at that price. But if you stake it, because this is all about the long-term game. Okay, I could have bought hex at 2 cents. Let's say I put $10,000 into hex at 2 cents, and it did a 25x. All right, so okay, I'm talking about $250,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but yeah, my kids aren't gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all in this for the fucking. I'm in this for nuclear gains. And I know I have taken profits before. That's why I keep 33% of my hex liquid. Because I'm just like anyone. I like to take profits, but I want most of this to be for my future.
True.
And I don't want to just, like, I don't really need to sell all of my position. Because when you sell your entire position and the price runs, you're wrecked. Like, watch you, like, let's say it went to 10 cents and let's say you bought it 1 cent and it went to 10 cents and you're like, honey, we're fucking going to the Caribbean. We're finally getting that house we wanted, or whatever.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Then you watch it go to $1.36, and then you get the revolver out, and you just sit there with your glass of whiskey.
No, I won't do that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing around. Obviously, that's an insensitive joke. Actually.
I get it, but
then it goes to $5.
oh, and then
But then it goes up 63 million%. And you're sitting there like, oh, I got this little fucking condo in St. Petersburg. Thank God. And all my friends can buy the country of fucking Canada. Cool, because that's what happened with Bitcoin, right? So we're just kind of playing on the Bitcoin thing, right? We think Ethereum is better than Bitcoin. I think Ethereum is better than Bitcoin. There are some people that don't think Ethereum is better than Bitcoin. But I can tell you one thing. If you put $100,000 into Bitcoin right now, you'll probably end up with 500 grand in a few years.
yeah.
Is that gonna, are we getting the red panties out for 500 grand?
No, we're buying a nice car, and we're probably going to drive around the block a couple times.
Yeah, and we're just gonna be so. We're in early here. This is a project that's about 3 years old. Now it's about 3.5 years old. And Bitcoin is 13 years old. And if you know anything about the adoption curve of technologies, the S curve, after a certain amount of time, enough people get involved in it, the price gets dense enough, the liquidity gets dense enough, where it takes so much financial energy to actually make the price double and like continue moving up. But Hex, like I was mentioning, only has about $14 million in total liquidity. So we're very early, right? Like it's not like Ethereum, it's not like Bitcoin.
Why
And
is
as far as
Hex
liquidity,
number 201 on CoinMarketCap?
That's
Perhaps.
because it's gate kept because Richard talks about his PP.
Who? It's PP.
Richard talks about his own PP.
And he's not allowed on CoinMarketCap because of that?
Well, Richard, to be honest, there's a lot of theories, but the coin market ranking sites can do whatever the fuck they want. And they do not want to rank Hex high.
Maybe the system is scared of it.
Yo, can I add that the Hex smart contract accounts in Hex terms? So all the percentages in yield, we mean that in Hex terms.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so
That
you'd just
part.
be earning 38% more Hex per year if
Yeah,
you would
that's
stake max length.
Yeah,
You can
okay, I get that.
do, there's staking calculators everywhere. I'm sure somebody could pull one up and you can play around with the code itself and see how much bigger pays better or longer pays better bonuses you get on whichever mock-up stakes you want to just pretend you're doing to see what you'll get in upfront yield. They call it effective hex, and that's how you get those T-shares or more T-shares.
Yeah, this is pretty good information. It's a lot though, like when you're still learning, like it's a lot of things to learn, but it's making sense. And
But
Matt, you're
Derek,
like
the number one thing that after you read the website and kind of understand T-shares and stuff and the smart contract, you need, before you stake anything, before you really do anything, you need to focus on getting a hardware wallet.
Yeah, I got one.
Getting a separate unit. Well, I guess that could be up for debate too. But storing your seed phrases properly, using all the proper functions of said hardware wallet, and using a passphrase on your hardware wallet, and storing that information properly.
Yes.
Because that way, in 7 years, when you're in Vail, Colorado, and your basement floods, and you're like, oh shit, my basement's flooding.
I'm in Canada.
Whatever. But when you're skiing in Canada and there's a polar bear goes into your basement,
and he's looking for my steaks.
Because you can actually make your security almost perfect. There's ways, and there's a guy named Hex Hangout that's in here, and I don't know how much he wants to chat at the moment, but he is one of the 5 or 3 to 5 security professionals. We're talking about the best of the best. And
Don't hack me.
He could he could probably hack the fuck out of me somehow, but we trust him.
Don't hack me, Mr. Hex, man. Stay away.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Yeah, no, you should chat Papa B. He would love to go all into everything. Yeah, catch him in the room sometime. Yeah. You're crushing it, Jim.
This is no, you've given so much good information, and you're such a good you're great with words, like no homo, but like you're definitely like explaining this to me better than anyone else has so far. So I appreciate it.
I'm a gym rat, and that's the one thing that separates me from some of the bros in here. They're like a little more technical, and I had to come in and learn from the gym rat perspective. And so I kind of bring it back to like,
Derek,
I'm just a normal
this guy
dude that
GRC
likes
here.
crypto.
This guy, we beat this guy up every single day. So GRC is probably going to be one of the best of us here.
I've taken every shot a man can take to the chin, the stomach, the abdomen, the testicles, and I've taken it and I've moved forward, and I am now a Hexagon staker with 33% liquid and good security and decent understanding. But I really like liquidity. So like that's something that I pay attention to a lot, more for fun. Like I don't want to get raped. Ooh, don't say that. I don't want to get wrecked by liquidity. Providing right now because the price is too volatile, but for a while there it was fucking
money.
The crab market, right?
The sideways three, the 3 cent sideways for fucking 400 days straight. I was like, is this ever gonna end?
When was that? Are you talking about right before it ran to 17 cents there, or that was like a
Well,
full year?
there was a time there where Hex dropped all the way down to this like 3 cent range. 3 cent, 2 cent area, and like if you provided like between like 1 cent and like 4.5 cents, like it just wasn't budging. And if you understood the liquidity pretty well, you could see those walls were like the frickin' like a federal prison. Like it wasn't escaping there. So, but again, that took me a lot of like neurotic paying attention. I streamed for like 500 days straight and like learned all this shit and like had a good time with it. Made lots of mistakes along the way, but it's all about the end game. It's all about the long term. It's all about wealth preservation for the future. And I understand that anything that's good in this life, you're going to make mistakes. But you just have to learn it. And I love this shit.
I have like one of the hardest things for me trying to like escape the rat race or whatever has been just like the start of it, just like trying to save up enough money so that you can have these like investments set aside, but at the same time you have to like work a normal job so that you can pay your bills and pay for food and where you live, and then have that that stack or that bags on the side but not touch it, and then when you do have extra money you just want to keep adding to it. And so like I've never got to that point where like that bag just breaks out yet, and I'm just fucking.
But you understand we're in like a brutal like economics. Like every 3 years we have some sort of downturn in the market. And
I
this
just
year we had this little COVID-19 ninja kick right to the middle of it.
Yeah.
And so we're right at the bottom. This is an amazing time to be in. Like all of us have sat in here for 500 days chit-chatting and having a good time and onboarding people. But at the end of the day, like we all know for a fact that the government will print, the Federal Reserve will print out so much endless money and it'll all trickle into crypto. And as these banks fail and as the government makes a fucking clown show out of this whole world, crypto is immutable and it's on the blockchain, and we think crypto is going to adopt, and Hex is the best place to be.
I love it. You should be a salesman.
Thank you.
All right, let's take it all. 15 years.
Also, check us out on Nomics and some of the other sites. Like half of them list us properly. We're up on like Yahoo and Forbes and different places, and Hex is listed up there.
Which is
some sites like
what's a good one? Nomics.
Yeah, Nomics.
NOMICS.
And Yahoo Finance. Yeah.
And is CoinGecko solid now?
I think we're still 201 on there still.
I love how they do it at 201. Like, what's the 201 thing?
Page 3.
Oh, it's the first one on page 3.
But we're the top of page 3. So, I don't know, right?
They probably have Cult DAO ahead of us.
No. We're still crushing. Even SafeMoon.
Wow, that's pretty crazy actually. Because if you look at the Nomics one, the only ones that are above Hex are USD, which is a shit stable coin, and then Binance coin, which is like probably going to go down, and then Tether, which is another shit stable coin. And then yeah, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, obviously. And then you got XRP and Cardano. And I don't know, I think Cardano's a shitcoin.
S coin for sure. Well, Cardano's interesting. Interesting to learn about. I don't know about price appreciation.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I just don't really care about it for some reason.
That's pretty much everyone. You pretty much nailed it.
I think they're gonna like create some sort of ecosystem for like the African countries or something using Cardano, or like
Everyone
similar,
says that. Every fucking coin. Dash. That's every coin will come up with
like
that
all those
dumbass
poor
idea.
countries or whatever with no banks and shit.
They always say that.
At
Fucking
the end of
nobody
the
does
day,
it.
what does anyone care about that's in this room and in crypto? If you had to explain it, Derek, in your own words, what do people that come into crypto really care about?
People come in so they can quit their jobs and live a free life, not work for the slave matrix system.
Mad fucking gains is what you're saying.
Yes, and the ability to tell everybody to fuck off and not talk to anybody ever again.
Yeah, you're one of us, bro. Yeah.
I always knew I was special. Seriously, though.
Did you guys set this up?
What do you mean?
What'd you say?
I think Jaws having a trap moment.
This is not a psyop.
Got my eye on you guys.
That's what a psyop would say.
Trap texted me the other day and he said, "I know your secret." And I said, "What?" I said, "What's my secret?" He said, "I know your Hex Love. I know that's your alternate account." I was like, bro, I was like, that dude comments on like all my YouTube videos. Like, I don't. He's like, "Why do you think that?" He's like, "You have the same verbiage in your bio." I was like, "That's it." I was like,
Dude,
"That's it." It was like, "Not your keys, not your cheese," and I probably stole it from him.
Dude, sometimes I come into these Twitter spaces and I'm like, I get like super baked and I'm like, are these people real or is this the AI system that's like been built and I'm talking to bots? Like, that's how crazy I get.
It's a little of both, man.
But
You're
then
kind
I'm
of
like,
spot on.
no way.
There's many men in this room that I have ingested mushrooms with in Vegas.
Okay, so that's good.
It's a good sign for realness.
Oh, 100%. It doesn't get more realer than mushrooms.
I'm on the sober train now, Derek. I'm not going to front, though.
That's good. That's probably the smartest thing you could do for yourself.
I came across something weird today. Someone could validate. The Uniswap told me to fuck off when I tried to do a trade with USDC. It just said hell no, and it rejected it. And I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong. But Uniswap did not want to touch USDC for some reason. So if anyone else has that, let me know.
Excuse me?
Uniswap?
No,
I put in like, hey, I got some USDC for a trade, and it said no.
Crypto.com does the same thing right now, and they said it's something to do with their something about the banks not convertibility at the banks or some crap like that. I don't know if they have some other thing going on there.
Yeah, but then how would that hit Uniswap? I mean, it said something about like a fee transaction coin or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't have a obviously like it's a DEX, right? But because everything's everywhere they're blocking USDC usage at these different banking institutions for convertibility. They might just like be hands off right now for a while or something like that. I don't know.
I heard Circle guaranteed convertibility, but yeah. I mean, that could be it, but I don't know. If anyone else can confirm that Uniswap is not playing with USDC, I'd be interested because that sounds weird. Like I'm assuming it's something on my end. I don't know.
It's weird to see the inactivity in the USDC hex pool. comparatively to the ETH pool, which would make sense because we're like, people think that the snapshot's going to happen. But still, like, I've never, ever, ever seen it so one-sided in my life.
Yeah. Oh, Uniswap told me to fuck off when I tried to trade USDC on X. Yeah, I don't know. That could be why it's so quiet. Too quiet.
Yeah, it is weird. That is really odd.
But 1inch and Matcha, they're all happy. I think it was just some UI thing, not like the actual contracts or anything, but just the UI got mixed up or something. Or something on my local computer.
Tony the Tiger's up to something with his safe moon bags.
I knew it. Knew it.
So what happened with the? I think somebody explained it a little bit, but does anyone know what happened with the safe moon LP? Was it just like an exploit that somebody like it's all gone? Like fuck, that's wrecked. I'd be so pissed.
It was kind of even worse because someone could just move coins out of a wallet, including contracts like LP, and they just like drained the LP until it was like they just fucked everything. It was hilarious.
Code update. Bad code.
They only stole 8.9 million. It's like that's I don't know. If your shit coin is 8.9 million on the table, like who cares? Like
It's funny that it's called safe moon. And it went to 0 and it's
We
not
went
safe.
over this.
That was the
Famous.
funniest part.
We went over this earlier, though. They don't have a lot of liquidity, so that's a lot to them.
true, yeah.
So was that every pair?
That's company money.
They drained it. They drained the liquidity
So it
pools.
was basically they were putting up liquidity and they just drained it.
From what I heard, they basically drained. They sent most of the liquidity pool back to the original contract. So it's like 10 safe moon and like a shitload of other side. And then they did a trade. It just took the other side. Like, yeah.
Good times. R.I.P. to all the safe mooners.
Fucking A, right about time. For the third time. What is this, fourth time?
There's people that
zombie
will
coin?
figure that out for a few months too. They'll be like, "Oh, fuck."
It's a good time to get in. It's at an all-time low.
They do a little safe moon V2 any day now.
This would be V3. Right.
Oh, safe. I just love the name. Like safe moon, 0, not safe. It's a slow rug, not a safe moon. Or a fast
It's a multi-rug. Like, how do you keep getting people? How do you rug people, get people back in, and then rug them again? Like,
in crypto, you see that shit all the time. It's like it's crazy. It's like people that rug it almost static energy to a like a coin that had no actual community anyway, because they're like, oh, company money got drained. Now there's people that know about it. Oh, now they're gonna do a V3. Okay, now people might buy a little bit of it.
Yeah, and then the people who are stuck in it, they have to muster more conviction to be able to defend their position, and so they build even more relationship to the thing. Yeah, it's super bad.
Like a fucking marketing thing. It's like I just remember Terra, like literally like had these young dudes on my stream. I was literally just learning about Terra, and they were like fucking like these 20s, young 20s. And me and Sam were talking about it and just like learning about it or whatever. And they were like, yeah, our life savings is in the Terra. We're the Terra fucking guys, like huge community, blah, blah, blah. Shit rugged to 0. Like those guys, I felt so bad for them, dude. And now Do Kwon's like fucking hopefully one of these guys instead of just like being in this limbo of like court cases.
And still no money for the communities. It's like, nope, it's gone. The government might see it.
And these guys had the audacity to go on stream Hex Hangout. Like, what the fuck? And like joke about the shit.
like beforehand. Like it was
Oh
all
yeah.
like it was going to be good to go forever, and they knew. Like they knew. Like there's no way they didn't know every little ounce of fucking detail there.
The tsunami. Yeah.
Some people are actually fucking evil. It's hard to like remember that sometimes. Like maybe not evil, but like completely fucking full flight from reality. Just like I don't even know what to call it. Like Sam Bankman fucking beanbag fuck. Like he fucked like Tom Brady and all his fucking golf buddies. And he's just smiling ear to ear, like whatever.
Some people's day job is taking stupid people and trying to separate them from their money, and we call those money managers and marketing experts.
And you've been calling some fucking hella people out the last couple of days with that. Really appreciate it. It's been hilarious. Every time I see Hex Hangout go on a tangent, like he'll do like 5 or 6 random tweets in a couple of days, and it's just like brutal murder, chaos, like no holds bar. Like, oh, this is what these guys do. Paid groups and fucking scum lords will steal your fucking money, and this is how, and this is what they do. And then everyone in the community that does it is kind of just like, I hope he's not talking about me.
We've removed like 3 of them from this room in like the last month or 2. Like it's been wild. Like full on in DMs, like, hey, send me money for this investment. Like it's only $500 to start. I'll take your money, and like full on scams. Like not even fucking around scams.
Yeah, man. And in the bull market, like I don't even know how you stomach it, because now I just thinking back, like I was so naive at the time, I didn't even really know. But like this probably happens every cycle. And it's the same fucking thing every fucking time. And at the top, so many people just throw their money into everything, to the point where you like totally understand Richard's attitude about it. Like when it's your first time around, you kind of don't get Richard's attitude about it. You're like, Richard, why don't you just be nice about it? And then you're like, oh, you get jaded, and you're like, oh, I fucking get it. Like this shit never stops. There's nothing you can say. You can like individually take people out, like, but it's like how much time can you type, like all day long? And then some battles are just better not. Like some people need to take a fucking shot to the dick.
Where's our mate Tony? Is he ever going to show up?
No, he'll be like Honey Nut Cheerios when he comes back. He's talking about some other coin rather than Frosted Flakes. What was his name? Tony the Tiger?
Yeah, Tony the Tiger. Then Halo.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I got pulled into this room. Dude, this is like fucking MCR was in there with me. Like, we got pulled into this room where fucking Cleo Cleo was fucking talking to literally the person that was talking in that girl that was talking MCR. That was fucking Cleo as well, with a fucking voice changer. So the girl that was hosting was Cleo, and she was calling out CZ, and then CZ called us in, and then Cleo was talking, like, and they were like, this is a big deal. I was like, you guys are so fucking retarded. Oop, sorry, I didn't mean to say that word, but like, you guys are so. That was like the most mind-bendingly stupid conversation I've ever been involved in my life. And it was like Cleo on Cleo, like saying people were saying racial slurs, and everyone was freaking out. And I was like, dude, this is so stupid. Life makes no sense. Whoever that Cleo dude is, though, like, I want to know his fucking stack for fucking amphetamines, because that dude can go forever.
Yeah.
That's convicted
so
hex
that's
offender.
convicted. Yeah. Yo. From like Telegram 1.0 days. Like he's yeah.
Oh, so he's been around.
Around.
Oh shit! So he's like a full-time fucking does this for full time.
He filed subpoenas against Richard, against PulseChain. He had the Hex Pulse Radio YouTube channel shut down. He is a serial pest.
He'll make like 50 accounts and keep coming into like Twitter Spaces, Telegram. Like Papa B was having to like gate people and challenge them before they got to like come into Telegram rooms and stuff. Like, yeah, and the dude's like chemically unhinged, like not metaphorically unhinged, but like chemically unhinged, like in like a long-term known way. So yeah, like yeah. He has good days and bad days. But
some people just can't be saved.
Yes.
So he lured CZ into a room and started chatting her. And
well, he had a girl. So there was a girl that was hosting the space, but I could tell that the voice sounded just like Cleo as a girl. And I was like, hold on a second. And then the girl was like, you guys are like, they're basically talking about CZ said somebody was a racial slur. And then CZ got all upset and was like, guys, come in here and tell these two people that I don't say racial slurs. And they were like, both Cleo. And I was like, this is fucking retarded.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And CZ was like, tell them, Jim Rat, I never say anything racist. And I was like, you're just talking to the same motherfucker. Like back and forth. And then the girl was like, my whole reputation is ruined. And I was like, why? Like, what's going on? And she just like kept talking in word salad. And I realized it was Cleo. And I was like, I'm leaving. It was intricate, though. I was like impressed when I left. I was like, Jesus. Imagine if he took that work effort and ingenuity and tried to do something like decent. It would be astounding, like what he could accomplish.
I did try to convince Cleo and Tony that they were banned from the Hex Spaces. Then they stopped showing up.
But I didn't know it was serious. Like, I never knew these guys were like actually fucking like putting out documents and like shutting down channels. Like, I always thought they were just trolling.
Dude, and it went both ways. Like he flies airplanes and he posted an airplane. It had like a VIN number and people like looked him up and like found out his background. Like it got real. Yeah.
All right, guys, 9:48, 3 minutes past my bedtime. I'll talk to you later.
Night.
Have an amazing night. Hex to the man.
See ya.
Woot woot.
Woot woot.
It's a magic carpet. Have you checked out the ERC 4337 yet? Or your devs? It's good.
I haven't. The devs would be all over that shit. I've been pretty busy. Give me the quick breakdown.
This weekend we're gonna do a deep dive on it. It's basically like a Gnosis safe, but you're able to approve long-term withdrawal transaction patterns. So you could do like a monthly stipend, or you can do like custodial key agreements for centralized management of a wallet that can be recovered if the no coiner loses their keys and stuff, and just all sorts of like really weird. It's like Gnosis safe on steroids, I guess. Like that's what I've heard.
Right. On steroids.
And it's an ERC.
Gnosis safe does a lot of things, so
yeah, this thing is, I don't know. We're gonna do a deep dive in my Saturday space, but yeah.
Yeah. I have heard a little bit about it. I think I may have even heard you talk about this about a week ago or just under a week ago somewhere. But I have Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, like, I guess, how it works compared to Gnosis, what sets it apart, all that sort of stuff, I guess.
And it's an ERC standard.
Yeah.
It's weird. Just when you think blockchain is slowed down, it just gets weirder.
Is it weirder or better? Or both? A little bit of both.
Both. Both. And then V4 Safe Mode comes out.
Oh, fuck. I think they should be done.
Right? You fucked up 4 times. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I think it's time to hang up the hat and call it a day.
hey, Papa B.
You know what they say? Fool me once, shame. Fool me twice. You know how that goes.
Wait, V4's out? I want to buy.
Morning, everyone.
Hello.
Can I ask you guys for some advice about safety?
It's a good thing?
100%.
So I've ordered 3 ledgers, which I should get tomorrow or the day after. I just want to know from your guys' perspective, what would be the best way to set them up in terms of, do you keep one as like your main vault, which you don't like long-term holdings, maybe 5 stakes, and then another one for like dApps that I transact with, that type of thing. What's the best sort of play with splitting up my funds just in case?
Well, it's a pretty good idea to have a strategy to have a multiple wallet approach. And if you have multiple devices, definitely for your convenience, understand like how you conduct yourself most often. Best to have one as a vault, one as more of an operating device, and you can keep one as a seed generating device. So if you need to create other wallets at any time, that might be available to you as well, or any
It might
combination of
also,
the above.
yeah, it might also be good to silo your funds in terms of different interactions that you're expecting to do. For example, if you're staking, you may want to have a siloed address with a separate passphrase in a separate hidden wallet in your hardware wallet. It's always great to separate these things and kind of silo them for interactions as well. So please consider that. Are you familiar with passphrase?
Yeah, no, I am. So I've got 2 ledgers currently, but when I spoke to you the other day, Papa, probably about a couple of weeks ago, I explained the situation, and yeah, my security at the moment is like horrible because my wallets were created on my phone, copied over to my laptop, then copied over to my ledgers. So I want to completely eliminate all this risk and start from scratch, and
Yeah,
do it the right way.
I get it. I get it. So if you've got 2 of those hardware wallets, though, you can take whatever seed is on there now, pop that over to cold storage, meaning it's now only resides in the seeds are on the backup. Flash it and create a good 24-word, fresh 24-word seed and passphrases for each of your potential interaction wallets. So if you want to do staking like long term, you'd want a 24-word plus and then you could send those liquid funds to that wallet. You could do your staking or your minting or your mining or whatever you want to do with whatever currency it is. And then you could have another passphrase that would open up another whole plethora of hidden wallets or hidden wallet addresses. And then you could send goodies over there to do your next thing. Like, for example, if you want to interact with some kind of Pulsex platform on PulseChain, you could do it specifically through that siloed account as well. So you have all the power in terms of hardware. You've got all the power you need right now with 2 hardware wallets. It just depends on how you intend to use them.
So are you upgrading from the first generation of Ledger to the new Nano S, or you said you already have 2 ledgers?
I think it's more of a being paranoid type of thing. That if I wipe them, that I lose something. Because yeah, my main wallet that I have, I sacked with, but I did through my phone. So I'm just kind of scared I lose something. So I'd rather just leave those as is and then move all my funds over to the others, just in case, like an airdrop comes along the line, or it's
Makes sense.
something like that.
Are they still on your phone right now?
No. So what I've done is, after speaking to Papa, I removed it off my. I actually created a new MetaMask to try and override anything that was on my phone. So it's currently only on the hardware wallets, which is linked to its own laptop that's only used for crypto.
And you backed up your seeds in paper, metal, and up on the Ledger site, you'll see there's metal backups, or you can go with stamping.
Yes, I did it onto one of those metal sliding ones that you put the words into, and then it sort of locks off the Ledger side.
Nice. So one strategy that you might go with is when you get your 3 new ledgers, you pick one of them and create a new. Well, you need to update them, of course. Watch out for Ledger Live. I guess there's some issue in Ledger Live that you need to watch out for. I don't know. Papa B knows about that. All right. So you pick one of them, you create a new 24, and you back that up. And that will become your seed for multiple wallets. If you go into your ledger and you go up 1 level in settings and go over to where you can change the screen, you can change the timeout. There's a section called security. You can go into that. You go into passphrase and you put in another word, and it can be any word. This is your password. This is your 25th word. You get to pick it. And every letter you change, it's like a password. Any one letter off and it's completely different. And that'll create a completely new wallet. So you pick your password. In this case, you have 3 ledgers. Pick 3 passwords. And that needs to be backed up. It needs to be recoverable. So whatever strategy you go with on that. And so in each of the 3 ledgers, you'll put in the same 24 words. But then you go up 1 level and you bind out a secondary passphrase. This gives you a new pin. Well, you set it to a new pin code. And so you pick the new pin code, you put in the passphrase, and now that is a different wallet. So they share the same 24, but they have a unique passphrase. So you don't have to back up 3 24 words. You just back up 1 24 words and have 3 passphrases.
Okay, perfect, John. That actually was my next question, how to do that. So when I open up my ledger, I put in my digit code, then I would open up the ledger, and then I could use the 21st word then to access whatever accounts I want to.
Yeah, and so you can just practice. It won't hurt the ledger at all. You just go up into settings. You go to the wallets, and then you go up into settings, and that will have the security in that it has passphrase. You can set a one-time passphrase, or you can bind it to a PIN code. It's actually super easy. It's pretty intuitive. You can't really mess anything up because your 24 are still in there. They'll still be bound against your your main PIN code, it just gives you a secondary PIN code that goes to this alternate wallet. Um, and and it's nice to do it on two ledgers with the same passphrase, just so you can see that it works. You can set up one ledger, you can put in your 24, you can set the passphrase, bind it to a PIN code, be like, okay, connected, it goes to this wallet. You could go to another ledger. You could do the same thing, put in the 24, put in the passphrase, and you're like, okay, yes, this does open this wallet. And yeah, get real solid. Yeah.
What's this
Okay,
issue
cool.
that Papa
Thanks so
speaks
much.
of in Ledger Live?
Yeah, there was some kind of hack recently. I think it was yesterday. Showed up on Hacker News that someone or some group of people were redirected to a when they did their update or something. They went to a nefarious. Someone's got some bad background noise. Right. So anyway, someone went to a mocked up bad site that actually gave them some bad update, which we always knew was a possibility, but this time it's through kind of a not paying attention to what you're actually doing when you're updating the device, and it gives an allowance to drain the wallet. So be on the lookout for that. Go double, triple check that you're you're accessing the right Ledger Live. You got the update directly from ledger.com. And also, before you click to initiate any update, read the damn ledger. Make sure that because it does display that it's about to grant access, an allowance to send an amount of funds that would appear on your actual account. And if you can see that, then cancel that freaking transaction and unplug your Trezor immediately. So it's an update that actually it's an allowance that masquerades as a firmware update, and it happened yesterday. It was in Hacker News yesterday.
So it's a phishing attack.
Spear phishing, right?
Oh, they got people to go to like a fake Ledger site,
That's
download
right.
the Ledger
It's phishing.
software. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yep.
just so people are aware, that can happen like with any website. So just be on your toes when you're interacting with websites.
Yeah.
Trezor users unaffected.
That's because no one cared to make a phishing website against them.
No, really, there is no problem. The device is still sound. Ledger and Trezor are still the top-notch security hardware wallets. So please don't think that this is a hack of the actual device. As Ty pointed out, that is a front-end mischievous redirect coming from a back end or a front end of a phishing attack or spear phishing.
Is there a way to delete? I'm sure you guys have probably gotten some free bonuses to your Trezor. Is there a way to delete those?
No, and no. And no, we didn't get any free bonuses to our Trezor. Anything that is a airdrop, that is a legitimate airdrop that you want to actually interact with, you're going to hear about it from this community.
Right.
I'm working on a solution to that, so you'll be able to see the average of the hive mind of the entire community of practitioners. They'll all weigh in, so you'll get a dashboard to see that stuff. But for now, if you don't hear about it here and it doesn't check out, don't touch it, and don't think that you need to clean it up in any way, shape, or form. The only way you're going to see it is if you go to Etherscan and you start to see all the garbage. Some of them may have a strange dollar value next to them. That's fake. Do not interact with any airdrop tokens that you don't know about or you're not expecting.
Even if you are, if the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, you go look at the contract, you run it down with the team, you triple check.
There's no function to hide though, huh?
What's your concern?
I'm tired of looking at it. I don't want to accidentally click it.
You won't accidentally click it.
On
Why would you
Etherscan
accidentally
or
click
something?
it? Yeah, well, how would you accidentally interact with it when you can't even see it on MetaMask?
It shows in your Trezor.
Don't go into. Why are you using the manufacturer's front end? It's a piece of crap. Use MetaMask to do all your interactions, and then you only load in the tokens that you want to interact with. If you're ever wondering what's in that wallet, you can go to Etherscan.
Yeah, I have more than ERC20s on, so.
Okay, but okay, so then you can use the front end to see your bit trash and other stuff you have. But in general, you should be using MetaMask. For this thing of ours, it's MetaMask for now.
Thank you.
Another garbage front end is what is it?
The
It's
one with
after
the
mycelium.
then there's the one with the rabbit. What's that one? Rabby wallet.
Oh, I was thinking of Exodus. That's another garbage front end, and I think you can tune what wallets or what coins you see on it. I mean, I don't recommend it, but Exodus is one of those OG wallets for other coins.
Well, thanks, guys, for the advice. Probably when I do get it, I might just pop in and ask for some advice whilst busy with it.
We'll be here. You make sub wallets. So like each one wallet can have I think like 255 sub wallets. So that's where you start painting out your strategy of what's this and what's this for. Yeah. Papa B, I'm gonna send you some DMs. I got you a present.
Oh, thank you. Why, you shouldn't have.
I think you'll like it when you see it.
Just a set of glasses and a hearing aid. You'll be fine.
Eh? Where present Hex hang out, I ain't got no time left.
It's gonna take me quite a while.
Is it porn? I do so like the porny.
Check out Bigfoot's tweet. It's hilarious. Specifically his tweet that says, me training in testnet v3.
Hangout, I don't know whether or not to be excited or appalled. It looks like I don't know. I wouldn't want to enter that in unless
Mm-mm.
can it generate the actual seeds it's talking about?
It does. It generates it, and but the punchline is it's constantly recoverable.
Of
But
course, yeah, that's oh
yeah, yeah.
oh, and it's mobile, so congratulations.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Welcome to the awful future.
Hey guys, what do you think about the Samsung key store holder keeper on my phone? Is it okay? The market is just railing against the freaking walls of logic, saying, I want convenience. I deserve convenience. I just want someone to come out with it and swear to me that it's secure. Come on, I will use anything that's convenient and in my pocket. Because that's what crypto means to me. F all of that.
I I don't know how true that narrative is. I mean, I know some funding sources that are retarded, but I don't know a rich person that puts in $1 million on the table and says, I don't give a fuck if it gets stolen. I don't
That's
want to do a
correct.
little bit of work.
No, absolutely. What I'm saying is the the people in the system in crypto that could be millionaires are never millionaires because they fall for this bullshit. They don't have the millionaire mindset, which is keep it quiet, keep it safe.
I I can't recall an onboard or someone that I introduced security to that was like, that sounds too hard. And I'm just gonna say his name. Fucking Funding Jim is the only person that's like, that's too hard. And it's like, Funding Jim, do you use a hardware wallet? Yes, then shut the fuck up. Like I have not
Yeah,
met anybody that said it was too hard. Like,
Crypto Coffee said it on one of his streams, and I was appalled. And I said, "Come to our show. Let's have this out right
K4K
now."
used to do that all the time. He used to
or
say that it was easier to
Yeah,
onboard people with MetaMask and that it was more important to get more people.
yeah, you're damn right. K4K used to say that, and my nemesis, who is, will let's say that he's still out there. Old Man Hex is the guy that
yo,
used to say that shit, and I'm telling you, you guys can run uh, a sprint into a brick wall by onboarding tons and tons of plebs with no hardware wallets. And I, unfortunately, will be here for a limited time into the foreseeable future to clean up your fucking mess. I don't
have
appreciate
you
it. I'll do my best. But,
have you ever onboard actually leave because it was hard?
nope.
Right? Like that's what I'm pointing out. Like I have never had an onboard that was like, no, I don't like security. Like I want to do it in the least secure way possible. I've never
I've
had that
onboarded
happen.
Yeah, I've
If any,
onboarded well-heeled people in their 70s through the hardware wallet purchase, get a centralized exchange account, put your money in, wait for the hardware wallet to come, send the hardware wallet the goodies, and then do your, interaction with our smart contract. They all did it. They all smiled. They're all set.
Yeah, if anything, it helps people to anchor themselves into being a participant versus just kind of getting in too easily. People get to things too easily; they don't appreciate it and they don't stay very long. But if it takes work, you establish a relationship and a connection to the thing that you've put time into. So it's
There you
almost a
go.
better on ramp.
Well, also think about getting these people, the same people, you ask them, okay, how many button clicks does it take you to get into your bank account with 2FA? And they say, well, like, I don't know, 10 or 12. Great. Welcome to crypto where it only takes 10.
I guess it's easier for the onboarder, but it's like, yeah, we're here to help people get their footing right. Yeah. It does feel more solid when you have the keys in your hand. You're like, these are your keys. Yeah.
Again, if we can go back to the idea of, adoption, can we also equally weigh the importance of retention? You don't want to lose people. It's like a hole in the fucking bucket that you're filling with all the water. If there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, you're going to lose out anyway. I think my wife or someone else quoted some god awful percentage of people that have been affected by not hacks, but losing their keys or giving them to nefarious people through phishing attacks or whatever. Someone published a few days ago that a third of all users have fallen prey to some form of attack and lost funds in crypto.
When people are migrating, I'm like, that's the most dangerous time. Like, you can lose your keys when you're migrating. Like, happened to me before. Like, it happens. Am I the only one that lost keys? I figured just everybody does.
Oh, I did. I lost a word. Just one word. It was a very expensive word.
Well, you should be able to brute force that and recover it.
Well, I could use some help doing that. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Unless it's your passphrase word.
No, it is not. Unless I have other things out of order. It's one word.
Well, then you've only got 48 possibilities to try.
The last word is a checksum, and that should narrow it down to like 2. I mean, just have to see how the checksum is calculated, and that takes some work. Or you could just brute force a 2048, yeah. But the checksum will get you down to 2. Yeah.
And that process is meaning.
Sounds like you need your help.
Yeah.
Guys.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh. Well, I mean, I could explain it and it won't make any sense. But so you convert all of your words to the number. So you go to the BIP 39 word list and you convert all of the words to the numbers. And then you convert the numbers to binary. And then you look up how the checksum is built. It's usually just adding up all the ones and zeros. And it's like a parity check. And so if you add up all the ones and zeros for all the words, it should come out to 0. And so the words, the missing word has to basically come out to so you add them all up without that one word, and they won't come out to 0. I mean, you would need to look up how the checksum is calculated, but essentially this is how it's done.
Reduces it narrows.
Yeah, it would have to be a word that turns it, like it won't be all zeros without that word. And so there's only a couple of ones and zeros that would make it come out to 0. And if you get stuck on this this vision quest, I'm happy to help. I could actually go and find the how the checksum is calculated.
That might be helpful, Mr. Hangout. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Yeah, this has been something I've been giving up on, but has been ongoing since it's actually a wallet I was preparing for my Pulsex sacrifice. That didn't work out so well.
I know how that quest is. I'm happy to help. And sorry, condolences. I
No,
know
we'll
that
get.
sucks.
I'm not over it, but I'm over it. I look forward to pursuing this further. Thanks.
Yep.